Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's that time again. It's another Tuesday during your week, and From the Sidelines is here for you. Episode number 149. We've got the gang back together. Brando has come back from his faraway journey, and he's here again. So, Brando, Baird, how you doing, man? You still alive over there?
I'm good. I offered my kidneys down in Mexico. They did not want it. I thought I was worth more, but no, absolutely not. Because whatever, I'm tainted, I guess.
Yeah,
no,
they saw you had the Latina significant other, and they're like, well, we don't want him anymore.
Yeah, no bueno. No bueno. They wanted a full blood. But no, we're here. We're back. New setting for me a little bit. But, yeah.
We'll talk about that in a little bit because you're not at your normal setup, and I'll probably bring some questions in the comments. But before we do that, we got to bring in our other co-host, the one and only Stephen Hatch. Episode 149. Next week's 150. What the fuck, dude? We've done this for 150 weeks in a row, my man.
Bro, it is absolutely crazy to think about, you know.
Guys,
and it is.
If you're listening to this podcast, is there anything you've done in your life for 150 weeks in a row? Because I'm gonna be honest, other than this show, no.
Yeah, there are very few people that can say they've done something for 149 weeks in a row. Bro, some people can't even go a day without a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? So, it's good to know we got the discipline to keep going, and the you know, obviously motivation is a thing that could come in peaks and valleys, but dude, consistency is discipline.
Yeah,
consistency is discipline.
No,
right? And that's one of the Scott Stewart's main phrases. So. Shout out to Scott Stewart. Welch.
Yeah, that's why we love the Welch guys. We love the stuff they stand for. But yeah, no, in general in life, you know, motivation will come, it'll go. But discipline is how you get shit done. Let's move into the podcast. But before we do that, boys, I gotta remind you of our sponsors at home. Let's bring them on first. We got the boys from NECTR Energy, NECTR.energy. That's where you're going to head over to get some more information about this awesome little energy pouch. It's got caffeine and a neurotropic in it, no tobacco, no nicotine. It's going to get you buzzed up and focused on the task at hand. We use it all the time over here on this podcast, whether it's for late night recordings or for driving home from the field. It's always there for you. It's a convenient product, and we appreciate and love their support over here on the show. They've got a ton of great flavors. Head over to NECTR.energy. Use promo code MafiaProductions. You're going to be able to throw 3 cans in your cart, and it's going to be a buy 2, get 1 free. So try out a couple different flavors, see which one you like at home, and let the boys over at NECTR Energy know that we sent you with code MafiaProductions. Next up, we've got Welts Clothing. Was almost slipped my mind, but we were just talking about them. WeltsClothing.com. You didn't do a shirt swap tonight, Brando?
Whoa, no free show here. That's on Patreon.
Okay, good point. So if you want to see the Brandon shirt swap instead of the hat swap he does every week, come over to the Patreon. But WeltsClothing.com, that's where you're going to head over to get some more of their apparel. Limited edition stuff comes out the first Wednesday of every month, which is Welts Wednesday, as well as they've also got, you know, their stuff that's available all the time on their site. Undershirts, t-shirts, straps, apparel. It's cool stuff. Run by some great guys down here in Texas. I was able to finally meet face-to-face one of the other owners at a USXBL this past couple weeks, and yeah, it's great. There's some good guys over there. We love their support over here on the show, and we also love to support them by shouting out their company because they do some great things in the game. And yeah, so go get more information over at weltsclothing.com. Code FTS over there to save yourself some money at checkout. All right, last one for the night, and there is a big announcement with this as well. Hormesis Paintball. HormesisPaintball.com. Guys, we love them. If you've been in paintball, you know of these guys. The great things that Hormesis is doing, not just in the apparel department, but putting on the dual 1v1, putting on, you know, the Hormesis Productions. They're a great pillar of our game, and we love to have their support over here on the podcast. We did just today receive a 10-pound box from Alex Frazee of a whole bunch of merchandise, headbands, keychains, stickers. So, if you are a Patreon member, for the next certain amount of time, it probably will be going for a long amount of time, but every month we will be giving away a headband, a barrel kit, a something from Hormesis over for the Patreon side. That will be announced on our Patreon side as well as our Instagram side. So if you're interested in that item that's available that month, well, just become a Patreon producer. You've got to, you know, pretty good chance. We only have, 30 or 40 guys over there. So you got a pretty good chance of getting a Hormesis headband for a lot less money than you would be paying if you bought it yourself. And we want to give back to the guys who support us. So we appreciate Hormesis for giving us some stuff to be able to give back to those guys who are supporting on Patreon. Go sign up at patreon.com/Mafia_Productions if you want to get signed up for this month's giveaway. And once again, thank you to Hormesis Paintball. This couldn't have been done without them and their support. So thank you very much to Alex Frazier. Almost died there, but we're back. Let me explain now why I'm dying. If you're watching the video and you see the sweat that is coming off my brow within the first 4 minutes of this podcast, my apartment is currently 83 goddamn degrees warm right now. About 2 months ago, I put in a maintenance request for my AC to be fixed. It did get fixed. It was blowing cold for a great amount of time. Yeah, this week it decided to stop working again. So it has been within the upper 80s essentially all day within my apartment. I've also been working from home this week, uploading the back end of a Spotify podcast for Tetherball Media Academy. Horrible timing. I definitely agree, Hatch. I feel like I've lost 3 or 4 pounds in water weight this week alone. I've been sipping on my liquid IV, trying to keep myself hydrated. It's rough. Texas, and Texas is hitting hard.
Nah, it's not even like middle of summer yet. Jeez, it's only June.
Yeah.
God damn.
Well, it's mainly my AC. Like, it's not that it's just that hot outside. Something's going on. It's been running all day, racking up a power bill, but not getting any cooler.
Plus, dude, you got your computer running, dude. Recipe for heat.
And I'm also in a little nook right here too, so I have multiple, cameras, computers running right now that are making heat. I have lights on that are making a fuck ton of heat.
Yeah, if you go in your living room, it's 15 degrees cooler.
I will have lost water weight after this podcast for sure.
Well, luckily, dude, it could be worse. It could be worse. You could be ugly.
It could be middle summer.
All right, fair enough.
You know what I'm saying, right? Like, that's what
for our, I think, 2.7% female viewers. This one's for you guys.
Yep, there you go. Hey, salute to you guys. Thank you guys for listening.
I'm pretty sure that's just Michelle and Tegan. Like, who the fuck else is listening?
I think Yvonne also listens to it. Shout out to Yvonne. She was killing. Dude, she was killing it at the CPL. She was killing it. She's been playing for the. Now that she hasn't been playing on an all girls team, she's going to the co-ed side. Bro, she's getting good. It's really awesome to see, honestly.
Hell yeah.
So, shout out to her.
Love to see that. I know Michelle's been doing that a bit as well, too. How's that been going, Brando? She's been playing with Pink, right?
Yeah, just the first event. This last Sepal event, she didn't play because it I think the same week that the event was, she started her master's program, so she didn't know how much work she was going to have to put into that, and
she's getting a master's?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's what we're down.
You married a woman a lot more intelligent than you, man.
I know. I screwed her.
Besides the marriage part, Brando, I know exactly how it feels. When a girl has a way bigger brain than you. I understand exactly how it feels. She got the book smarts, I got the street smarts ish.
Hey, it's an investment too. It's Hatch. It's it's your retirement plan, right?
I like what you say.
Yeah.
Yes, I
like your retirement plan.
That is one step closer to being a trophy boyfriend. Kicking my feet up, relaxing, having a good time.
I'm okay
That's
with
one
that.
step closer to being the trophy boyfriend.
So, Hatch, you are a trophy boyfriend, other than the fact that you're 5 foot 6 feet tall.
Whoa, 5'6 3/4, buddy.
Okay, it's close enough.
That's actually probably closer to Brando's more accurate height.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. But yeah, man, let's get right into it. Brandon, we're talking with you. Let's keep this going. I love it. We're having more Brandon talking than ever in the first 20 minutes. Yes. You went on vacation. You left us in the lurch, and we had to pick up a guest host for the week.
Pick up an airsofter.
Where did you go? What happened?
Dude. All right, so we went to Mexico City for a whole week. Flew out Sunday night. Went to practice that Sunday. Left at 1:30, 2 o'clock from practice. Grabbed Michelle and Dova. Dropped Dova off. And we went to Papa Cedars, and he took us to the airport.
Yeah.
So,
Viva Mexico!
Yeah. Yep. And who invited us was actually Yvonne, because her and her mom were going to be out there for a week. So I was like, hey, come on. She invited us. Go and stay with them. Originally, Cedar, I think, was up in the air if he was going to go or not. I don't think he was able to get the time off of work for it. That plus like 2 events on before the trip and after.
Yeah, it's starting to stack up quite a lot.
Yeah,
for sure.
Even on Papa Cedar's big boy professional salary.
Not everybody can just take a week off like you, Brando, to go to Mexico City.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, it was cool. It was the first time I was in Mexico. I've been to Mexico when I was a kid, but it was like Tijuana or something, or on the other side of El Paso. It doesn't count. I barely remember it. Right? It wasn't in Mexico. So no, Mexico City
doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
That's the big spot. Yeah. How did the elevation hit you? Because a lot of people don't realize Mexico City it's high up in the air. You're not at sea level.
7,000 feet in the air. Yeah. It honestly it wasn't that bad. Every now and then. Yeah, something like that. Every now and then I would just be sitting down and just have to say, just get a big, good, deep breath to catch my breath. But other than that, like walking around, not too much
like a nice
of an
catch
issue.
Breath, yeah.
Yeah. Every now and then, that was it. But it was
yeah.
It was cool.
No, that's funny. The only reason I know Mexico City. I was just gonna say the only reason I know Mexico City's at elevation is because of F1. So thanks F1. Your internet's horrible tonight, Brandon. So it's gonna be a rough one.
Got a second and a half until the communication gets there, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay.
But we'll make it work. Keep going. You guys were touring around the city. Was any big things you checked out? Was any historical spots? Any cool stories?
Yeah. Oh, I took notes and I didn't say anything to you guys in the chat to save it for the show. So I took pictures.
We haven't heard from Brandon at all.
Yeah, I didn't want to spoil anything, honestly.
Thought he actually did die.
No, we can't talk about that. Don't make that joke, Ash.
Nope.
Oh, my bad.
All right, so from the beginning, we landed at like 4 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning. We got an Airbnb. Ended up being in like an apartment complex. It's smack dab in the middle of the city. We did that because it was so close to a bunch of things to do if we had a walk or whatnot. That was Michelle's planning. Hell yeah. So we got an Uber there. It was myself, Michelle, and Yvonne, and then Yvonne's mom was already there in Mexico, just not in Mexico City, so she was gonna meet us Monday afternoon, and she was getting a rental car. So got some coffee, breakfast, whatnot. Finally, her mom comes, and dude, driving in Mexico City was a fucking nightmare. I didn't even drive. I was just a passenger the whole time, but it was almost lawless. There's traffic lights, right? Dude, there's cops. Yeah, there's one ways. Yeah, there's stop signs. People abide by those mostly. And then, dude, it's you seen those videos of like in India, those intersections where cars are just going everywhere? It's pretty much that, just with like 80% of them abiding by the lights. So, like coming up on a roundabout, like we were coming up on, there are tons of roundabouts in the city. We were coming up on a big ass roundabout. We were trying to go straight. We're in the middle lane, right? Roundabout, the traffic's counterclockwise, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to go right around and go straight through the roundabout. Car on our right all of a sudden wants to turn left. We're in the way, right? Well, that car is going to turn left whether we like it or not.
Good luck, everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah. No warning. Just, all right, there's a car in front of us, right? A lot of defensive driving. So I thought it would be defensive driving, but you just got to be really aggressive and not as many accidents.
Oh, it's offensive driving.
You got
offensive driving.
Yeah.
Dude,
I like it. Okay.
Yeah, so many motorcycles too, going through the just weaving in and out. A lot of honking too. I get it for the motorcycles, letting like the cars know, like, hey, I'm right here. There. Don't turn. Yeah. So, but fuck, dude, that was the worst thing about Mexico City. I felt like
it's just the traffic,
dude. Not even like the stop and go. It was just driving in general.
Speaking of international traffic, after I saw a couple months ago, a YouTube creator did a series where he rode a bike with his friend from the complete south of Japan to the complete north of Japan. And watching them ride on that was kind of funny because you would expect Japan to have some of those type of like traffic law stuff, but no, because that whole culture is like order and like you follow every traffic law and like every pavement
Stay
is
in the lines.
smooth as glass. And it's like that. I'm gonna be honest, it's on my bucket list now. Will I ever be able to do that? No, probably fuck not. But I think that would be
to
an
1,000
amazing
Patreons,
trip.
Ryan. We're doing it. We get to 1,000 Patreons. We're running it.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, Hatch. It's more expensive than 1,000 Patrons because we need to rent bikes in the country, and there's a lot of legal loopholes with that. So, yeah, but I do agree.
2,000.
That would be a blast, man. That would be like one of the best trips ever, just to
bucket list.
spend like 2 weeks with your buddy, just traveling through a different country, and especially one as cool as Japan. I really want to go to Japan at one point in my life.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
that sounds sick.
Wait. So if we do get a Patreon goal, we could get like, man, what's that? What's the seat next to that attaches to the motorcycle? Yeah. So we get a sidecar, and then two
Dibs on the
two of us
sidecar.
ride. Damn it! All right, dibs on the back.
Dibs on the sidecar. You're gonna be like this. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
You're still going to be actively involved. The sidecar driver has to be a part of it. But yeah,
for entertainment.
I thought about that. Like, just traveling to Japan as a whole would be amazing. But it's definitely one of those countries that's like culture-wise, it's just completely fucking different from here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else about Mexico City,
futuristic
Brando?
though? Oh, that's it. Just the traffic.
That was really the one thing that stood the fuck out.
Yeah, no. So that was the one thing I hated the most about Mexico City. And then, but yeah, day one, dude, we went to names are gonna slip my mind because it's hard. Dude, they got long names and it's in Spanish. Yeah.
Give us your best try.
Best Wedo attempt.
Yes, best try at least every single time.
Well, I mean, when we get to fuck.
Sound it out.
I got it written down. Hold on. I got to look for it.
Sound it out.
Oh.
You'll get there.
Teotihuacan. You know, I got that one.
That was pretty close.
Teotihuacan?
Dude, you,
I like that.
you could have confused me.
Yeah, Tenochtitlan. You know, I got those. Everything else
Not as good.
is shoddy. So, but we went to this this square. I don't know. Yeah, this massive square in the city, and it has 3 chapels around it, and they're all built different. You know, the newest chapel was built in like the 80s, 90s, something like that. A modern chapel.
Catholicism, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah.
Mexico's got a lot of Catholics, my man. There's a lot of them down there.
Yeah, they do. So many chapels too, but the middle one, which was the massive big one, that was built in 1633. Beautiful.
Oh shit,
dude! And that's not even the old one. And fucking massive. It's so big that it's sinking. It's starting to sink into the ground.
It's affecting the ground. Yeah.
Dude,
Oh my
yeah.
God, like Liurnia. That's insane.
Mexico City was built in the bed of a lake. There used to be a big ass lake. Bed of a lake. So there's a bunch of chapels that are just sinking into the ground. Nah, well,
We didn't have any better ideas about that. What the fuck, guys?
Well, you can
That
thank the
was before
Spanish
we
for
probably
that.
had like all like the. Oh yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
They just kind of settled there. We're like,
Yeah.
here's the capital now.
Yep, let's
like
get
it.
rid of all this
Picasso.
water. Yeah. So, dude, that church was built in 1633. Massive, beautiful cathedral. Then you look up on the hill, and there's this older, what was it, 1531 when this shit was built. It was a little thing. You could tell the difference, like architecture wise, but whatever. It's really old, just up on this hill. It was really nice.
So
we walked
crazy
all the way up there, dude. Yeah. So we took some tours there, and then in the modern chapel they were having service, and there's Mexico City. They do this march, I think in December, early December, and it's almost like to show your gratuity essentially to God, and they walk down this long road. I don't maybe like call it 2 miles or so. These people march, but they do it on their knees. So that they're like marching on their knees the whole way. Yeah, to this square. And then they go and into the modern church, kind of go down this little tunnel, and there's like this conveyor belt. You get on it and it slowly moves, and you're looking up at this poncho that has the imprint of the Virgin Mary on it.
Damn.
And so the story with that was this indigenous guy, blanking on his name, to call him Jose.
Jose.
Name out of the hat.
Probably close.
Fits.
Juan Carlo.
Dude, honestly, maybe that's it. That sounds familiar.
I'm telling you, dude.
Juan Carlos or
My
something.
people.
Yeah, this is your people. That's true.
Exactly.
I volunteer. My voluntary people.
God, so it's like the Virgin Mary came to him, indigenous Juan Carlos, and essentially wanted him to convince a priest to build the big chapel, the massive one that's sinking. The priest wouldn't believe him, saying that the Virgin Mary showed up. Next time he saw the Virgin Mary, he was like, "Hey, I don't have any proof. He needs proof to listen to me." So she like imprinted herself on his poncho, and that was his proof.
Is it like the
And
burning
the flowers.
bush?
Oh, and gave him flowers. Right? Yeah, it's flowers that don't grow in Mexico City. Only they're in that region. Thank you. In that
Special guest,
region
Michelle.
of Mexico City.
That's like her first appearance on the podcast. Yeah.
Hey,
let's
dude,
go.
she just quadrupled the amount of words that she's ever said ever. So, hey, feels good to be back.
You're on the show now.
Miss you,
so miss you too. So, yeah. So it was the poncho and the flowers. Priest believed him, built the chapel, and then they present that chapel. They preserve it. Sorry, or that poncho with the imprint of her, and they've even analyzed it, looking for if it's painting, drawn, or nothing like it. Like it's in the fabric itself. So there's no like scientific.
It's like it was burnt in or something.
No, dude, yeah,
explanation. Essentially,
it's like the Shroud of Turin. I know exactly what you're talking about,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this shit? What is going on?
Yeah, right.
I need to explain. I need explanations.
Guy of the Sahara, bro.
Rashad
And,
structure, baby. It all loops back. It all loops back.
And looking at it, look, I'm not a religious person. But looking at it, it was like, okay, I'm looking at something that is sacred to other people. Like it's, yeah. I mean, I got pictures. Yeah, dude, that's blown out. I'll send it to you guys.
What's funny here, Hatch, is we're getting a slideshow and we're seeing about every other word, but because of the awesome program we use called Riverside, our audience has no clue that's happening. So this is going to be a funny between what me and Hatch hear and what the audience hears.
Run it back.
Well, damn it, dude. I really thought we were going to have better internet here, too.
Shit,
That's okay. Worse. This is somehow worse than your home internet, buddy.
No way. Damn it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's a rough one tonight, but yeah. So
sorry, boys.
Last part you were talking about like being in the presence of something
that's
like,
sacred to other people.
Sacred to other people, and like having that experience.
Yeah. It's just other people. It's sacred to them, and seeing it move other people. It's like, all right, cool. Like I'm just in presence of something sacred. Mm-hmm. That's cool. History and stuff. So. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Audience, this is me and you, audience. Yep. Me and you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, I feel it. You can say whatever you want to them tonight, Brandon, and I won't know.
Yeah. I mean, what'd you say that church was, like 1512 or whatever?
1600s?
No, the one on top of the hill. You said that one was like 1500, right? Or something like that?
1531.
Year 1500 or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Super old.
I'm just 1531. Bro, I played an Assassin's Creed at that timeline, so I kind of know what it's like.
Brandon, I was starting to think you just need a new laptop, dude. It can't just be the internet. Man, it follows you around wherever you go.
Come on, guys, we gotta get our Patreon. We gotta get our Patreon up so we can get the hobby horsing and then Brando's new laptop.
Thank you. The hobby horsing is first. That is the current goal.
100%. Oh, I know my priorities,
we
bro.
Sponsor the United States Hobby Horsing Championship.
Yes, please, for love of God. Damn. Sign up for Patreon. We can go on their hobby horsing.
And you also now get a chance to win Hormesis products. This is the best time ever to sign up to be a Patreon member. And you get access to the 30-minute bonus show that we do every single week. So, man, the list of reasons just keep adding on to themselves.
Way more adult-rated and way more fun and way more, like, for the boys.
Yeah, because YouTube's not watching.
Boys with a Z at the end. The boys.
With a Z. Well, yeah, so, Brandon... I do love hearing that you went to Mexico. I guess let's let final thought on your trip. Did you have fun down there? You were exploring with the missus. All right.
It was a little hard to understand you, but all right. Shit.
No,
well, fuck me, man. Like, one thing I asked from you, Brandon, is to be here once a week to do a podcast. You made us miss our Tuesday window. We're now here on a Thursday. I've completely restructured my life around to make this podcast happen, and you can't have goddamn decent internet.
It's okay. Brando, I like the idea of the phone. Maybe we should try that.
Just get your phone, buddy. Just get
You got this, bro. You got this. Hey, it's all in the power of positivity. As long as we have the correct mindset, the internet is going to work.
I'm crashing the fuck out, Hatch. What are we talking about power of positivity?
You got to manifest the internet. You got to manifest the internet power that it's going to be good, bro.
Oh, God. Wait, he just joined as he's... Oh, no. This... Okay.
We're gonna have two guests?
No. I'm just going to stop the recording. We'll be right back with Brandon in just a second here, guys. All right. We're back. Brandon is now here. He's on his phone now because apparently his laptop sucks ass. So, glad to have you back, buddy. We were talking about Mexico. We were talking about, all your cool things. We were at the church, the Don Julio or whatever it was.
Juan Carlos.
But yeah, the little church on the hill.
Okay, yeah. So let's do a brief synopsis of that. We did that. I mean, the audience heard, so...
they know, yeah. You're
yeah,
good.
They know.
I'm trying to get some Hispanic lore, Rando. Fill me in, dude. I had a little bit of.
The audience has already heard. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
I'll tell you this weekend. But
okay, cool.
So after that, we had to go back to the Airbnb. We were gonna head out for the night to another city because we had to be up early the next morning. So we were like, all right, let's wrap it up. Let's go grab some tacos. Can't wait for some tacos. And then head back to the Airbnb.
Tacos are great.
Hell yeah. And Yvonne. Oh, all right. So I'm gonna Yvonne's mom. She's in my phone now as Mama Maria because she helped a lot. So when I say Mama Maria, it's her. So
okay,
nice.
Good context.
Mama Maria. She drove the whole time. Oops. She was like, hey, let's maybe take us to. What was it called? Casa de Tonio?
Casa de Tonio.
Yeah, it's like a chain down there. And like a food chain. We're like, all right, cool. Yeah, whatever. We'll try it. And we're all looking up like what's the closest one on our phones. And it's taking us deep into Mexico City. Man, directions are a little confusing there because there's so many like mom and pop shops. It's not exactly where it says, right?
Mm-hmm.
So...
heading into the favela, essentially.
Damn, that's where we ended up.
Shit.
I picked some. I chose something, and I was like, all right, here you go. Let's go to this one. And pretty much, it was like their version of a favela. And we're looking around, and I see it. I was like, oh, there it is. Itty bitty spot. We walk up, and tight roads and tons of power lines everywhere. And we walk up, it's like, there's only like 5 tables in this thing. It's like a grandma's house. Damn, this is all right. Like, let's do it. We're hungry. That's right. It wasn't Casa de Tonio. It was Casa de Tony. We're like, all right, this isn't the right one, but whatever. We're here.
Close enough.
So, yeah, we sit down and we order.
It's the house of Tony.
Yeah.
Tony's house.
That's what it
means.
Go to
Tony's
house.
We order and we're sitting down and we're watching more people come. It's like a bunch of grandmas are coming, getting food in their Tupperware. And Mama Maria goes...
Abuela, you mean?
yeah, abuelitas.
There you go.
Abuelitas.
They're coming up, they're grabbing food, and Mama Maria's like, all right, that's how you know it's good. When the grandmas are coming to take your food, you know it's good. All right.
Yeah, for local
make your
cuisine,
choice.
if the local elderly are flocking to it, it's probably a good spot that's been there for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and it, goddamn, it was so good.
Scale of 1 to 10.
I bet.
About I'd give it a 9.2.
9.2. Dude,
Jesus
that is
Christ,
so
okay.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Damn.
I have to ask, you think it deserves that score? That we're using realistic
straight.
metrics here. Damn.
Damn
Okay.
straight.
Damn,
that
that is
was
9.2. Holy
Casa
shit.
de
was-
Tony, go fucking get to it.
Hey, go
Yeah,
to
that-
Coach's place.
Michelle and I, we ranked all the food we ate this week, and I think that was my third favorite.
Third, and it's a
was only
9.2.
third. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You guys ate some good spots. All right.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, we did. So we did that. That was fun. And then headed back, grab stuff for the night. Drove an hour northeast of Mexico City. Stayed at a spot, San Martin, itty bitty Puebla, itty bitty village. Not like itty bitty, but like a small town. It was beautiful there. I loved it there. We arrived at night, walked around their like square. Every village, every pueblo has a little square with a chapel there. It's the middle of the town.
That's nice. Yeah. Like a plaza. Yeah.
Plaza, thank you.
Sounds nice.
Yep. So we stayed at a hotel next to that plaza. Had to get up like 4:30 in the morning the next day because we had hot air balloons scheduled. A sunrise hot air balloon. It was nice.
Damn.
And so we went there. It was really cool to be. Have you guys been in a hot air balloon?
Yes, I was very. I want to say like maybe 11 or 10. Like it was a long time ago.
No, I haven't.
Do you remember like the scale of the hot air balloon as it's being blown up?
Yes. They're massive. It is
Yeah.
fucking terrifying. Especially, I was smaller at 11 too, so it seemed even bigger.
Yeah, you were probably still taller than me, but it's like, fuck.
You're probably not wrong. That's the sad thing.
Dude, it was so. I'm watching, and there's like 5 or 6 for the company that we are with being blown up in this yard, and then across the street there's another building with like a couple more being blown up. Then behind our building was one more with a couple more being blown up. We're like, all right, cool. There's like a total of 15 or something here. We're all gonna go up until you look around, and for 4 blocks all the way around us, there's just more being blown up and taken off. Like, holy shit! It's a whole fleet of hot air balloons. It was really cool to see. And then we finally went up. We were supposed to see the sunrise and then hopefully go over the pyramids there. But
The Aztec.
but it just depends on the wind, right? Wherever the wind takes you. All you can really control is.
You
I
don't
like to live
even
my
have
life.
a fucking fan on your back, my guy.
No, I know. There's a bunch of pussies.
You're not even paramotoring.
Oh, dude, if they.
No, I like that vibe, dude. Go where the wind takes you, bro. I'm a free soul. I like that, Brando. I like that.
Until you hit a thermal and you're at 12,000 feet with no oxygen. Good luck, dog.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Bye-bye.
Bye, buddy.
I've never been
so-
hot air ballooning, so Brando, I'm liking this experience. I'm liking this.
It was fun. It was fun.
Hatch, I'm gonna be a good friend, Hatch. I don't know that you would like it.
I probably would. Well, you know what? I did ride in a helicopter, which is probably even more dangerous than a fucking hot air balloon.
No, it is
I don't
more
know.
sketchy than that, my man.
Are there more? Okay, where are more
I
deaths?
don't
Look it up,
love
Brando.
heights.
Are there more deaths in
It's
hot air balloons
probably
or
honestly
helicopter
a
crashes?
helo, because the thing with a hot air balloon is you still have lift that will take you to the ground, even if like you run out of your fucking your propulsion system, or your fire thing, whatever the fuck it is. A helo, when those blades stop spinning, You go to the earth. You have nothing else. There is it's called auto rotation, which is a mode where the engine will loosen up the transmission so that way the blades can rotate by themselves to generate some lift. But I mean, you're talking about like
Still hitting the ground
you
hard.
know, yeah, like it's not a fun fucking thing. You don't want to do that at any type of good height.
Okay, so you know what? I would do it. All
right. I just know if roller coasters scare you, buddy, this might be a hard one for you.
I did ride in a
I'll be
helicopter.
honest, I don't like heights, and that's why I haven't done it again since I was 11. Like, all right, I don't want to do that again. Like,
You know,
I did it, but I'm good.
You know, I feel like I don't like heights either. But when Brando was holding my back when I was staring down the cliff of the night marchers, you know, that was when it helped me out a little bit.
Hatch, when the night marchers were holding your back,
Brando was holding my back. They caught me.
Yeah.
They caught me when I was falling.
okay.
You know, Brando was pulling me back, you know, and they boom on my back, and I said, "Thanks, boys." I said, "Thanks." You know.
we don't realize like there was some dark shit that happened that night, Brandon. Like
Oh,
that altered
dude.
the life trajectory of Hatch.
Oh yeah.
The lore that happened
The
that
night
night,
marchers, baby.
You know? Oh man. We
All
gotta get
right,
some night
well,
marchers.
back to Mexico, Brandon.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just got done with the hot
So-
air balloon trip.
Yep. We got up to 150 meters, which is about oh shit. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Sorry. Which is about
Yeah, we can. And every time you swipe
500
away, your
feet.
camera goes off, and it's gonna look weird on the edit. So try not to do that if possible.
Man, that
Do
phone
not
be
disturb.
blowing. Dude,
All right,
Mr.
we're good.
Worldwide, bro.
Dude, that's fucking
Brandon,
only on
you
Discord.
single-handedly had made my edit on this way harder. Just
No.
by yourself.
Hey, don't worry, Brando. I'll do it next week, so don't even trip.
God, fuck you guys.
Yeah. Hey, Hatch, leave real quick and then join.
All
God
right.
damn it! I swear
No.
to God, don't you do that. Ash.
Okay. All right.
No. So yeah, we got up to like 150.
Do you guys
meters,
want a podcast to
about
come out?
500.
You guys forget I have the ability to control that.
It'll come out like a day later. Discipline.
God damn, that was loud. So unfortunately, we didn't fly over the pyramids. The wind didn't take us that far, so had to land. But we went to we were planning to go to the pyramids afterwards. But after the hot air balloon, we had breakfast set up with the company as well. So we drove to a place. It reminded me of Minecraft, dude. It was cool.
Oh yeah.
We walk in. It's like in a cave. The entrance is this cave that you go down. You walk down these stairs, and it opens up into this big dining room.
What?
A big restaurant. And then you look off to the right, and you can see the kitchen. It looks like the kitchen's outside of the cave. And
So it's a restaurant in a cave?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
It
Sounds
completely
awesome.
reminded me of Minecraft because it's like the kitchen part's outside
I'd
of the
build
cave,
that.
and it connects into the cave. It was really fucking cool.
Dang.
Yeah, it was badass. Food was okay, but it was the experience of
Rating
being
on
in the
that
cave.
food.
Rating on that, yeah.
What's a rating on that food?
I'll give it just a 5. Right?
5?
Some
All right,
chili
all
peelers, it was
right.
alright.
Well,
You got some
man does
beginner
not
scores here, Brandon.
like his cave food. You know, I can't say I blame him.
It was okay. Yeah.
What is cave food?
I mean, they only gave us a couple choices. I think it was because we went through the company. It was a normal restaurant that you could go to and order. I think we had the
They
full
just, like,
menu.
had something set
I would
up.
ordered something. Yeah, right. It was probably some buffet kind of style that they're just slopping on us. So it can't. Yeah.
Damn,
Whatever.
Great people in
slopping.
Mexico.
Yeah. So after that, though, we went to the pyramids, and damn it, all the notes are on my phone. Fuck. All right.
Oh my God, Brandon, you're fucking killing me, man.
I'm doing this all by my memory. All right. It's Teotihuacan. That's right. So Teotihuacan. That's where these pyramids are. We went there with all the ruins. There's 2 big pyramids. There's the Pyramid of the Sun, which is the bigger one, and then the Pyramid of the Moon. We got there. It was surreal, right? Seeing the ruins, seeing stuff that like people.
What did it look
built
like?
that.
What is it?
It's just ancient. Ancient. like stone. It's just these big, like how people
makes me
built
wonder what
this.
activities they did. Like what activities they did in that like prime time of life.
Hatch, you gotta give him a second to get his thought out, man.
Sorry.
No, what you're asking, that's what I'm asking as I'm looking at these two. It's because you can't fully wrap your head around like what life was back then, and trying to imagine it back. It was awesome.
It's a similar idea to that, Brandon. One of the places I've been blessed enough to go, thanks to my grandparents, when I was younger, was they took us on a trip, me and my brother, to the Galapagos Islands. Mm-hmm. So that thought that you're having of like, wow, seeing man have touched this 500, 600 years ago, it was the opposite thought. Because the Galapagos is the one place where like man has not intervened, and like that's been on purpose just to let ecology and see what would happen. Dude, it's fucking iguanas are swimming from island to island. Like that's the thing that doesn't happen anywhere else in the world other than the Galapagos. And like I definitely remember having that thought of the opposite way of like, wow, this is what happens when you leave a place just to nature. Yeah. I even saw George, the fucking 120-year-old turtle.
No way.
Have you guys heard about that story? It's like the giant Galapagos turtle or something, who's like the last one of his species, essentially. I saw him in captivity. Yeah.
Hell yeah, nice. That's fucking sick.
Damn. Yeah, he probably he's that old. He probably won't be good in soup. Never mind.
No, probably not. It would be very bad meat. The other cool thing with the Galapagos was like when we were on the beaches, like sea lions and stuff come up to you because like they don't have this predator association with humans that other sea lions in like other places do. So it's interesting because like you're not allowed to touch them, or like you have to follow wildlife laws.
Have, like,
but
10
like
feet.
Yeah, if they're walking up to you, like you can't really do much. Like it's just okay. Hi, buddy. What's up, man?
It takes a strong will to not mentally bond with this animal right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Try to have this thing as my animal.
Hatch, that is me with every squirrel I see at my apartment complex. I swear to God, that's how I know I'm autistic. I park my car and I see a squirrel and I'm just like, hi, little squirrel buddy. Oh, what's up, dude? Like, I love animals too much, bro.
You're coming at it like Will Ferrell and Elf with that raccoon. Oh, come here.
No, not quite that.
Dude.
It's still a wild animal. Let's
have
be
you seen
smart
that?
here.
Have you seen that thing from Rick and Morty where he's able to communicate with squirrels? And it's a crazy ass bit.
Yes,
bro.
I remember that episode.
That's what that reminded me of, Ryan. Where they're like, I don't think you can understand us yet. That's probably what the squirrels are thinking. They're like, thank God.
Yeah.
He's just staring at us very, very hard.
Is he looking at us? Yeah,
can he understand what we're saying? He's looking at us like he can understand what we're saying.
What are you saying? That's my relationship with the squirrels.
Nice.
That's why I play a Chatterfang deck in Magic the Gathering. Come on, man. You should know this.
Chatterfang, baby.
I play squirrels, all right? Including Sandy Cheeks. That is a squirrel that is in my Chatterfang deck. That is an actual licensed printed Magic the Gathering card.
Hey, I'm Crow Gang, whatever his name is. Goblin guy.
Cranko. How do you mess up his name so bad? Cranko is the chillest of dudes who just wants to come on the scene and every turn make twice the amount of goblins that are there. He's a chill guy. We love Cranko.
All I know is fuck Panslaza. That's all I know.
No, fuck Anthony running a Panslaza deck.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Rough.
Fuck.
It's just rough.
God damn. Yeah, that's me every time I want to play Magic. I have to face that shit. It's not fun.
All right, time to pull out the deck. Panslaza deck.
Little thing on Magic real quick. Me and Anthony both ordered. It's a very cool product that Magic the Gathering has made. It's called a. The product itself is Mystery Booster 2, but essentially WotC, the company behind Magic the Gathering, went through their warehouse and found all these just old cards from different sets, stuff that was maybe extras that were printed, didn't get sent in product, they just had inventory of stuff. So what they decided to do was, well, let's just put all these old random cards into a product, and then you could open up, cards from 1993 in a sealed booster pack from today, which is something that me and Anthony did when we got one of these a couple months ago. WotC just did, every time they do a convention, they release one of these mystery boosters as part of a convention package that you can buy. So we got some of those coming. There's one they just did a couple weeks ago. But dude, it's been like already 3 weeks since I've paid for it. I would like it to be here so I could open it and get the dopamine from the
long
money that I
turnaround
spent
time.
on it. It definitely is. But the cool thing about that is I'm definitely excited to open it because you like I said, you have a chance to open cards from 95. And it's like, damn, that's sick. Like, it's, you know, from back then.
Before I was even born.
100%. But yeah, so that's there you go. A little bit of Magic Gathering talk for all of our nerds.
Go back to the pyramids, Brandon. Go back to the
Brandon.
pyramids.
Yeah, you were at the pyramids, Texicon or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
Tatana.
Tony's place.
Yeah, damn it, Teotihuacan. Yeah. So
I was close.
dude, so about this, so the Aztecs were there, right? Well, history about those ruins and those pyramids, the Aztecs found those. Those predate the Aztecs.
Mm-hmm.
So like those were ancient when the Aztecs found it.
It's like the Incas, right?
No, it was the Incas were south. I think they were in like Peru.
Okay, that was just a different tribe. All right.
Completely different. Yeah. They called them like the Tazlan or something like that. Something like that. That's why they call it the place Teotihuacan, because they don't know who built it. That's what they call the people.
The oldest history we have is essentially the Aztecs like stumbling upon them.
Like there, yeah. At that place. There's much older elsewhere, but like in that place, yes.
Okay. Can I ask you a question, Brando?
Like, yeah.
Okay. Could you feel like spiritual energy at all while you were there?
No, I wouldn't say spiritual energy. It's just like a surreal thing of again looking at that like poncho with the Virgin Mary. It's like something sacred, right? It's maybe that's spiritual, but I don't perceive it that way. But it's something sacred or something.
It almost feels like something bigger than you in a way.
Yes.
Like it's
It's crazy. That's
exactly.
like multiple generations, like double-digit generations of even since then, you know. And it's just so crazy how many generations of people are to where we are now compared to where they were then.
Well, and it's crazy how many generations of people were ended at those pyramids with the human sacrifices. So, you know, that's another thing we don't talk about.
So yeah, there were most of it was in Mexico City, the temple there, but there were sacrifices made there from the Aztecs, but maybe even the people that built them too. We just don't know fully.
How do you qualify for a sacrifice?
Well, I watched the Road to El Dorado, and that told me that it was like some tribute or honor or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of.
Brandon, were you a big fan of Road to El Dorado as a kid?
The cartoon?
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah. Whoa.
You were a big fan. Okay.
Dorado.
So question: Who is the main like female lead in that movie?
Oh, I don't remember her name.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But just for our audience, it is a curvy Latina who is constantly flirting with the two men who came from the other world. Brandon, you realize you married a Latina, right? I feel like there is a correlation here. I've seen this meme made online between the generation of white men who grew up with the Road to El Dorado and finding a Latina partner. So I'm just saying that this was put into you at a young age and you couldn't fight back against it.
Oh, dude, Road to El Dorado is subliminal messages. We're confirming it here on FTS.
That's my conspiracy.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I like that one.
Look, now, you know, I got to show it to her, and then now we're going to cosplay. All right, thank you.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
I didn't know that. Too far. Don't even know that.
No, it's fucking badass, dude.
No, God damn it, Jesus Christ. She's okay.
She's like turned over with her eye. She's turned over the opposite way with her eyes open. She's like, this motherfucker. You're done,
That's
buddy.
most likely
You're
what's
done.
happening. But well, yeah. So you saw the pyramids. Any other big things?
Yeah.
I mean, we've already been going about 45 minutes on this already.
Any paranormal
really?
activity?
God damn it! No. Really quick. We were able to climb the pyramid, the smaller pyramid, and they were only up to like different sections. We climbed up to the highest section we could, and then after that, the steps were destroyed. But they had just opened that access to people climbing it like a week before we got there. Ever since COVID, it's been shut down. So you were
so good timing.
Before COVID. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Before COVID, you're able to climb that. All the other structures, the big pyramid of the sun, which was fucking huge. You go all the way up there, but that was still closed. So yeah, it was surreal being there. Yeah, it was a lot of walking too.
I'll try to make this a quick from the sidebar. Here's my thing that's weird. How come we have the same shaped object made in two different places in the world in impressive ways when none of these civilizations would have been able to communicate that information to each other?
No, dude,
so how the fuck did that happen, yo?
You want to know why, Ryan? Dude, I'm telling you, this is not bullshit. It is the Rashad structure. All of that technology originated from the Rashad structure and was
you're
lost.
You're probably not wrong, dude. Like,
I'm telling disagree. You know,
so I
think about that. Like, how are there pyramids in Mexico and Peru and some of those other places just the same essential like shape, the different buildings and stuff, but to the Egyptian pyramids, and they were built at very different timelines too.
It's a 50-50 between Rashad structure or aliens. There is no in between. It's 50-50 one way or another. So that's all I'm saying. I rest my case.
Here's something that I heard that gets you thinking. Is like if trying to build something tall, at least back then they didn't have the structure or the support to build like a building, right? Like wall
or the material,
going straight up. And how to keep something sturdy for earthquakes or to be weathered is have a wide base and then build up from there, right? And it just slowly gets slender up top. That way, it's more stable. So that I heard that's why you see a lot of pyramids, just because it's kind of the more basic shape to keep something sturdy and go high. So. Some type of
that is a valid point.
Right? Well, communication devices to get across the world like an instant.
Well,
have you guys seen the coils under the pyramids, bro?
I don't think that. I haven't seen them. Oh. We've seen weird MRI images that kind of show some shit.
Good enough for me.
And I think if you draw from Egypt those pyramids, the coils that go all the way down, I think they go all the way to Mexico. Mexico, like as if you're. Mexico City.
You're making that one up, dog.
I love FTS facts.
You're making that. I was like,
no. FTS facts.
Don't ever fact check.
You had me for like a second. I go, whoa. I go all the way to Mexico. Yeah, right. You got me, buddy.
Yeah. Haven't you seen the core? Yeah, you go all the way through.
LiDAR goes deep nowadays. Yeah. It's just an underground city, dude. It's just one ginormous
physically
Aztec
impossible
city.
Yeah, well, and that's why we can't go to Antarctica, because that's where the entrance into the underground, layer is, and that's where all the giants live. All right, we can't. We talked about this, guys. We can't be going back into it.
Maybe this is the perfect time for a subject change before I get way too deep into this. Honestly, dude.
It is. Let's talk about honey.
Oh yes.
Let's talk about natural, homegrown, fresh-made honey. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple weeks ago, we had our friend on, Smiley Joe Photography, and he informed us of his hobby, which was beekeeping and keeping bees and, well, collecting the honey from it. Our friend Joe bottled up 3 little bears of honey and sent them on over. So each of us have a sample of the fresh-made honey from the northeast up there, and we decided, fuck it, we're going to try it live. Brandon has already tried it, so his review will be null and void.
Okay.
I literally am taking the seal off, so
I just took my seal off.
Anything. I'm going to get honey all the fuck over me. That's going to be the part of this that sucks.
No, dude, this is a different type of FTS. This is, if we were a all-woman paintball channel, this would be the FTS. This would be the form the sandwiches, bro. We're hitting it, dude. You know what I'm saying?
What?
The form the sandwiches, FTS, bro.
Form the sandwiches? Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess I understand him. So Hatch has got a sandwich. I'm just going to do a honey shot. I think Brando's in the same ballpark. So, boys, cheers. Let's give a good, honest opinion.
Hey,
I'll let
love
you guys
Smiley
take
Joe.
Why are you eating a sandwich on a podcast, Hatch?
Why the fuck are you eating raw honey on a podcast? What is more logical when it comes
we're
to
taste testing honey? That's why,
Hey,
buddy.
and I got a peanut butter and honey sandwich. I'm trying to get these gains. You see my string bean arms, bro? I'm trying, bro. I'm trying to get what
not
Alex
wrong.
Sorensen told us, bro. I'm trying to get the gains by just
You
eating.
just gotta eat. Yeah,
I'm
that
trying,
really
bro.
is your problem, Hatch. You need
I'm
to eat
trying,
food.
dude. So this
All
guy,
right, well, Hatch,
skinny
take your
shaming me.
bite. Take your bite,
we
Brandon.
go.
Take your sip. I'll wait until you guys are back so I can start doing it. Please mute your mic if you're gonna eat on fucking camera, Hatch.
What?
Mute your goddamn mic.
Why?
I'm gonna mute you for you.
Oh my.
All right, I
Oh,
muted
wow.
Hatch for him.
Okay. All right, go.
Okay, you tried yours, Brandon? All right,
I did.
I'll go for mine
Go ahead.
now.
Yep. I got this. Damn. That's good. Did he draw eyes and a nose on for you guys too? Yeah, that was funny. I saw that.
Oh, he did.
You did.
I
yeah.
just noticed that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was. Aw, you didn't have to do that. That's a cute
Got
little
me
thing.
too. Alright.
All right, Hatch unmuted himself. That's good. Okay, great honey. That is good, man. Holy shit. First thing I get is like it's like a fresh aroma. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm eating flowers. Like I like that. That's good.
And you could. It's not like overly. I've had honey. I'm a big honey fan. I love me my peanut butter and honey. Fuck peanut butter and jelly. Jelly. Get rid of that shit. All honey.
Hey, fuck you,
Okay to
buddy.
be wrong.
It's not overly sweet too. I've had honeys that are
No.
just super sweet and it's overpowering. I like what you say, the like
There's like
flowery or-
floral notes to it.
Yeah. Yes. It's
I gotta
subtle.
remember all my like barista tasting
know.
adjectives.
It's subtle, and the sweetness comes in after. It takes a second, right?
It doesn't hit you in the face with the sweetness. It's a more mellow note, and then it comes in on that kind of aftertaste, and you're like, yeah, it's
Definitely
nice,
way more
this is
like-
nice.
Natural sugars. Instead of it like being, sugar added.
I will say
and
this:
everything
like there is a difference in honey. Like when you get what we just got here from a man named Joe, who is like, it's 4 hives. They're just pollinating flowers and doing all the thing. Man, this is actually like I gotta say, this is fucking good. Like I didn't think I'd be saying honey is good. This is probably like a 7.6, 7.7 honey in my opinion, and that's because I use advanced metrics and not everything gets a 9.
What the hell?
I would probably. What was yours?
What do you call
7.6.
7.7.
I'm not a honey guy, but now I've been converted. So the only honey I exclusively like is Smiley Joe honey. So I probably
That's
have to
gonna be
say
a
for
problem.
me,
You're not
that
gonna
is
be
a
able to
problem.
get that much of it.
That means I'm gonna have to really limit myself on my PB and H's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you PB and H.
So
PB and H.
I'll give it 7.9. 7.9.
Okay.
Solid 7.9.
7.9. Oh man, I had to give it an 8.2.
8.2. Yeah.
8.2.
That's
yeah.
pretty.
Good
That's
score.
pretty high. That's pretty high for Brando because he knows his honey really well.
I
like
think
my honey.
like we don't have a control here or anything like that. But yeah, I will say it is crazy how floral that is when it hits you. That was the first thing that hit like my palate, and it definitely is not something I've had in a lot of honeys before. So that's sick. Smiley Joe, we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for sending this to all of us. I know we're all excited to, partake in it. Hey, honey's also very good for like allergies and stuff because it gives you a little bit of that pollen. Like there's a whole bunch of great things for it. So yeah, that's sick. I'm gonna have this in my pantry now. Hell yeah. Thank you, Joe.
So good.
Boys, let's move on. We spent the last hour letting Brando have his time. Hatch, I have to let you have your time now.
Absolutely.
A little video game came out last week, and we have not seen our friend Hatch since. What is that video game?
So let me just say this is way more important than Mexico. Let me just say. So
Oh,
Fuck you.
so what just came out last week, Elden Ring Night Reign. And man, let me tell you, that game is insane, dude. Like, basically the premise is it's From Software's roguelike open map kind of thing where
Battle Royale-ish.
it is kind of battle royale-ish because there is a ring that
The
gets
storm
that
that
shrinks
comes
and
in,
yep,
yeah.
absolutely. And dude, it is so insanely intense. Like the last time what's up, Brian? That's all you wanted to
Biggest
say
difference I want to say real quick. Elden Ring, very much meant to be more of a single player experience. You can play it co-op, but it's not like
you have
it's not
summon. Yeah,
meant
you
to
have
be
like
that.
summons that you have to like acquire some materials to like put your little finger ding in the air, and now your homies join your world, right?
Yeah,
But this
Night
is
Reign
like
is meant to be 4-player co-op. That is what they have made it for.
it's
They want
it's three
that.
play. It's
Oh,
three-player co-op.
okay.
It's kind of like Apex Legends in that way, where it's trios.
Trios, yeah.
Right.
And
they're
it's
adding a
completely different
duos.
game. It's not like a DLC, right?
No, completely different game, dude. Ready for this? $40. $40.
Love that.
That is
all right.
bro,
Love that.
Making a statement for games, right?
I can't hate on that at all. Yeah.
Absolutely not, right? And I even bought the Platinum Edition for $55. It's still cheaper than a normal game. Bro,
still cheaper
what
than
the,
$60. What
right,
the hell? Okay.
Right? And I was like, dude, this is insane, right? And every game, the map shifts and changes. It is so insane.
Well, and that's the roguelike part that you were talking
Yes.
about. People who aren't familiar with gaming, mechanics. Roguelites essentially they're it was a game called Rogue way back in the day that started it, but you go into whatever the universe is as a fresh character every time.
Yep.
And then as you're playing that, you'll upgrade and get more powerful to see if you can beat whatever the mission
Yep.
is that you're doing. But then at the end, you lose all that and you have to start back from level 1 and grind up in the next instance that you get into.
Yep. So basically, and there's this things called relics where you can add them to your character where it's like, oh, now I start with fire damage. Like you can start with a little bit of an advantage, right?
You can kind of, by playing it more, you do get some upgrade for your character, but it's not.
Yep.
It's meant to be like
And
you're
every
doing it in the game.
Every character is so unique. There's so many different. There are 8 total different characters, and every one is so cool. Where it's so broadly different the way the play style is. I mean, you can play you can play the smallest character with a colossal sword. You know, like there is no like
Final Fantasy level.
there are
shit
no
where
there are
it
no
just
limits.
Doesn't work.
Exactly, there are no limits to it, right? And bro, some of these boss fights, bro, it's insane. Like I couldn't even picture myself doing them a year ago.
I'll say this: there was one that was spoiled for me on the internet. It is this man and his 2 homies in what looks like the galaxy. Like, it looks like he's in the middle of nowhere.
Bro.
And then all of a sudden, the boss goes up to the sky, rips apart the fucking sky, and, like, sends shit down from everywhere because it's the sky he's interacting with.
So, you want me to tell you some of the lore?
That, I was like, that's fucking epic as shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, so the lore behind that one, Ryan, that is the Night Lord. That is the Lord of Night. So basically, he is opening different dimensions, and every single time he opens a dimension, his health, boom, right back up again to where now he has now he has a buff where it's like maybe he opens the poison dimension, and now he's poisoning the entire world around you, or he
just got all of his health back.
Yes, it's like what the fuck, right? And some of these boss, dude, there's just one boss fight that I am just like, bro, how the fuck is this like satanic madness goat? It is insane. I don't even know how to describe it, but
I feel it.
The game is just absolutely beautiful.
I will say this on Night Reign, Night Reign,
baby.
One of the things I've seen is if you're not good at Elden Ring, Night Reign's not going to be a fun time, at least at first. You can get there, and just like Elden Ring, you can learn and become a better player. But it is.
It takes some time.
No, absolutely. And the way how I'm gonna describe it as an Elden expert, I would honestly say
Lord.
I have beaten the Lord of Night. I am him. You know?
I am
him. Let me just say, Elden Ring, that game is a little bit easier because you can take your time and fucking mid-max your character to the like when you find a boss, you just fucking shred him. You know? And this is raw skills. Like if you're bad at it, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. It's honestly like a skill issue because like I thought I was like, dude, I am so ass. But now it's like I'm starting to understand the pattern of the game, the way things you want to look for early game, and dude, it is just a fantastic game. I have not had this addiction since honestly like OG Fortnite. Like that sensation.
You're talking about like kind of the difficulty, and I feel like it's coming from in normal Elden Ring. If you want, you can just go grind and fucking get runes to your heart's content, and then get to the point where Godric's, he's a challenge, but you take half his health bar away in a couple hits, and it's like, okay.
Absolutely. And another thing is about Elden Ring is it's free roam. You can go past him, get something way later in the game, and come back and fuck him up.
True, yeah, because it's all open world. It's meant to be
Really
whatever
open
the
world.
fuck you want to do. I will say the difference with Night Reign, you have a timer. Like we said, that storm is closing.
Dude,
you
it's
have
quick.
to beat the boss before that storm closes to open up the next day and continue on.
The storm will close to a basically a battle arena anywhere on the map, and
Really?
in there now you have to fight. You have to fight basically 2 waves of bosses. One where it's like it could be hard, but the second boss of the night is so insane. And there's 3 days of this, right? And then once you get to the 3rd day, you fight the final boss. And holy shit, dude!
Have you done a full run yet?
I think there's like 7 total Night Lords plus the Lord of Night. So I've beaten 5, and then I've beaten the Night Lord. So you have to beat 3 to challenge the Night Lord.
Okay, during that like thing, and then
Yes,
all right.
right.
So, but what I'm asking, have you beaten a full run of Night Reign yet? Has that been something you've been able to do? Okay,
Absolutely. So it is the kind of thing where it was genuinely so hard with me and my friends, and it still is. There's still bosses that will clap my fucking cheeks, and I'm still learning about the game. But there are so many different characters that have such unique abilities where I'm like, you know what, this boss, I don't know if I want to like play like the ranged magic character. I think I need to get more, the big colossal weapons up on this guy kind of thing. And you can just switch.
I need to turn into a wolf halfway in this fight.
So what if
I've
you
seen
can
that
see
summon a lot.
the darkest side of me? Dude, I love that shit, dude. Every time one of my friends transforms into the wolf, I always sing that song. I've become aliens can see. Yeah, we're gonna get copyright. We're gonna get copyright.
Yeah, just too good.
But
yeah,
dude,
I'm genuinely happy to hear this, man. So it's been like it's hit your expectations because I know you had a lot riding on this game. You wanted this to be a good game.
I was kind of doubtful because I was like, this game is going to be sick because From Software just does not miss. But I was nervous where it's like I thought it was going to be a rush because Shadow of the Erdtree came out like a year ago, almost today. So I was like, damn, like 6 months after Shadow of the Erdtree comes out, they're like, hey, in 6 more months, a whole new game's coming out. So I was like, what the heck? But
I think that makes sense because like a DLC, even if it is as big of an expansion as Shadow of the Erdtree, most of it is using assets that have already been built. It's in the game engine that's already been built. And it does take less development time to make that than something like Night Reign, a complete new experience.
Yes, my favorite part is there are bosses from different Souls games, not just Elden Ring.
That's cool.
Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 2, Demon Souls, and there's basically all the mechanics from every single From Software game. Dude, you get a grappling hook like from Sekiro. You get parry like from Sekiro. Dude,
that's crazy. Okay.
It is so many things you can do. It is just an all around.
They really have opened this up for like, all right, we see that people love Souls games.
Yep.
Let's make a game where now it's not just you're playing the same story every time. You have the ability to have a new, fresh adventure on your 50th time running that, thing versus the first time. Like it is cool what they've done. And I will say this, I've always had respect for From Software. I'm not their target demographic for their games, but there's a reason every time they drop something, it is a world-shaking event. Like, people take notice when they do things, and that is a sign of a great developer who puts time and effort into their games.
The game is so good. I will be in the boss arena where, there's nothing you can see except for the boss for miles, right? I will walk at that motherfucker menacingly. The game
just
is so
RP walking
cool.
like it's WoW Classic. Just
dude, and every single
like
time you beat a boss around the map, you can upgrade your character in a way, right? There's other characters where I love where if you walk, you get some kind of ability, right? Which character walks a lot. Like when he's drinking a flask to heal, he's walking for like a second. And there's some abilities where it's like it spawns a rain cloud over you that just shoots spells down to where anything that's near you is getting shredded. Like it is
just for healing.
It is just so sick. I love it.
It does seem like the builds that are possible are just kind of endless in those.
Yeah, and there's so much stuff that we don't even know yet because the game is still so new, right?
And that's one of the things with From Software games. They don't tell you. They make you go learn. Yep. So no one's gonna know until someone does it and then posts on the Reddit like, guys, did you know you can fucking do this?
Yeah, it's you gotta like read the description of like some like a smoked meat, and it'll give you some kind of description of where to find the skull that you need for 10 quests down the line. It's from Software.
Or even like something, I watched Ludwig had like a little video of him doing a whole one, so I was like, all right, I'll just watch through to see, kind of get a little bit of the gameplay. And even like things like churches and stuff, which is like apparently that. From what I'm learning, that's a huge part of the game.
Absolutely.
Because if you miss those, you don't have as many flasks now, which means you can't heal as much, which is that's a big thing in this game. And like they don't tell you that. That's not something the game tells you. It's just like, hey, here's a thing on your map. You might want to go there, but we're not going to tell you to go there.
We were like, church. And we walk up to it. It's like, oh, add charge to flask. Looks like we're hitting these every single time, boys. It's like a must stop. And there's just a lot of those things that are just so much fun about the game, to where when I beat the Night Lord for the first time, dude, I was shaking after.
Fuck yeah.
It felt like such an adrenaline rush that I have not felt in a game since like probably my very first battle royale of Fortnite. My first Vic Roy. You know what I'm saying?
I can tell you the last time I felt that. It was playing Tarkov. I went into factory. I had a pistol run where I was just me and my pistol, and I killed 3 PMCs. And on the way out, my mouse was literally shaking, man. Those, when games give you that tense of a feeling within you, it is monumental. And like I never will forget that one run I did in Tarkov where I, against all odds, successfully made it out. Shitting my pants, fucking
yes.
Is that a person? Is that a scav? What the fuck's going on?
It's like you hear like some kind of like rock hit the metal. You're like, what was that?
Yep.
What was that?
Meanwhile,
let me camp here for a couple minutes.
Tarkov and everything is so loud.
Yep.
But no, it is really cool to hear that you're having a similar experience with that game, because that, like, I know that feeling, and that is such a rewarding, a good thing that a game experience gets you to have.
Yeah, and I guess the last time I didn't feel that probably wasn't Fortnite, but like, dude, like just the Elden Ring mechanics where it's like, because this is the thing where you have to have 3. I mean, you can do. It's possible to do it solo. I'm not on that. I'm not at that point yet. But
let me solo it, Ken.
Playing with friends, it is the most intense shit, because it is so loud but so silent at the same time. Like, we're all focusing up, saying one word every once in a while, right? Where it's like
microcomms.
It's like throwing down a warming stone. It's like my homie's like, it's like, all right, I'm taking aggro. I am 1v1ing the Night Lord, for a second while my boy is healing in the corner somewhere. I'm like, it is just a fantastic.
Just try to hit those
game.
Perfect dodge rolls, man. And you need those iframes.
I'm not even gonna lie, and I can't lie to you guys, and I can't lie to the audience, dude. I missed practice this weekend for Night Reign. I was like.
That may be the gayest thing I've ever heard you say, Ash.
Bro.
What the fuck, my man?
But the thing is, right? So we canceled practice because we were
okay. That makes it better.
It was like a lot of people were missing. Brando was missing. Some people were out of town, kind of thing. So we're just like, all right, well, I don't want to drive 3 hours just for
for like 4 dudes from the squad to be there. And,
exactly.
Right.
So
you can't really even play points. Like, it's just
You know what I'm saying? So. It was a great Sunday. Let me just say.
I will say this, Hatch. You do deserve a Sunday off every now and then. You essentially, take most of your free time and spend it at Capital Edge. So that's okay. It's okay to have one reset weekend if you're out there.
I appreciate that, But now I remember that David Goggins clip where he's like, "Hey, man, come take a day off, grab a beer," and he's like, "Fuck that."
Okay. No,
stop.
Yep.
There.
Stop the fuck right there.
Yep.
David Goggins has mental illnesses, bro. All right, and that's okay. But he's running from his demons. He's not processing them or working through them. It's okay to take a day off in your life. It
was
is.
Great. In Night Reign, I got to fight my demons. It was great.
There you go,
dude. It's just
were
overall
carrying the logs.
It is just easily.
The boats, same shit, different day.
What's heavier than boats? Runes. All my runes and souls from my enemies.
You just made it so nerdy. You lost all credibility.
I don't even
David
care,
Goggins
bro.
would not
Don't even care. Don't even care.
Yeah, I will say this: if you're looking at David Goggins and thinking that's life advice, don't stop. That is a man who is severely mentally going through shit.
Yeah, not broken and no. Yeah, no.
I got a broken leg. It's not 14. I'm gonna keep going. The pain don't hurt me. It's like, no, because the pain inside your head is hurting you more.
Well, if you got so much pain in your head, you're not gonna feel the feet.
Yeah, no,
mental
fair enough.
illness.
Were you
So
gonna ask something, Brando?
yeah, so
Yeah.
because it only came out last Friday, right?
It came out
Not
early
even
on
a whole
PC.
week ago. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, dude,
Like how early?
Okay.
Like Thursday or like earlier
it came
in the
out.
week?
It came out Thursday at 3 p.m.
Oh shit! Oh, so it was like an international release. Like they chose
Yes.
like 12 p.m. in Europe or something, and then just dropped it.
UCT, I think that was the time, which I don't know what the fuck
Yeah.
that is.
Universal time code. It's
Okay,
only reason I know that is crypto because that's
There we
a
go.
lot of those projects use that. But yeah, man, dude, I'm genuinely happy to hear that Night Reign was not only something you were looking forward to, but it met some of those expectations
run it,
and has
Ryan.
given you great experience. I'll say this. I'll think about Night Reign more than Elden Ring because I feel like in Night Reign,
I'll
it's
tell you a
not-
big difference in a second.
well, yeah, but like from my perspective, it's not me going into a quest that is going to take the next 200 hours of my life.
Yep.
It's more so me being able to go and like socialize with you guys and like
This is a
don't
game
know.
where you can play way more like recreationally, I guess, in a way. You know, like this is perfect for people who just love fast-paced action, right? Because sometimes you got to kind of ride around Elden Ring, figure out where to go, because the map is so big, dude. The map is like fucking 10,000 virtual miles or whatever, right? So that's a long. There's some empty areas that you got to search through, right? But this is non-stop action.
And like the other thing with Elden Ring too, it's like you get to a point where like, okay, I know I spawn in a fresh character. I'm gonna go right to this boss because behind him is this weapon, which is gonna get me. And it almost
I
feels
hate doing
like
that. I like
you
doing
don't
everything
know
myself.
exactly what you're doing. It
Yeah.
gets overwhelming. And I know some of that is false. It's obviously people want to be playing the game as much as they were if it was.
I like to beat the game once myself before I get to like look anything up. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm like, I feel like
but you're an old school guy like that, Hash.
Yeah,
you,
for
you
sure.
definitely like. I remember when RE came out, the remake. You were like same thing. You're like, I don't want to look anything up. I just want to play through it first, and then I can check some stuff out. But yeah, I'll say this. I'm more interested in Night Reign than Elden Ring, just because it's more something you can kind of jump in,
You'll
jump
love it,
out,
bro,
and it's not
honestly.
it's not as intimidating, really. Elden Ring's intimidating, dude. It's one of those games
absolutely.
that
I will
if
say
you don't
this is
have-
probably harder than Elden Ring.
harder from a gameplay standpoint, but not from a commitment standpoint, if that makes sense.
I'll agree with that for sure.
Like, you won't get better unless you commit to it, but you don't necessarily have to as much, if what I'm saying makes sense there.
Yeah, absolutely right. And the thing is, I mean, sometimes you can play and you'll get a random that's a fucking god that knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
just carries you to victory, essentially.
Absolutely. And, hey, put me in the backpack. You know what I'm saying? I'm
I will
in.
say, that's the one cool thing with the Elden Ring community is, like, that's a common thing. Like, it is like, yeah, if you get into a game and the guys below you are definitely way worse, you help them. You don't, like, troll them and, like, make them have a bad time. You, like, it's the whole, like, I said earlier, but let me solo her, and, like, the couple other people who have popped up out of
I
that
remember.
of, like, yeah.
When me and JB beat the Night Lord, dude, Pixar Mommy the second, I will never forget that, man. Our random.
Pixar Mom the second?
Pixar Mommy the second. I will never forget that guy, bro. It was me and JB, and we have a random, and Pixar, dude, and the random is named Pixar Mommy, and
He's
Pixar Mommy
popping
the
off.
second, and I'm playing the strength character, right, and my boy's playing the Knight character, and then he's playing the magic character, and he was one of those guys where he must have grinded, right? He is going insane, bro, like just popping off all this magic, right? And we're like, whew, god damn. And then like, dude, it was so sick. At the very end, when like the Night Lord turns to dust, we all did the exact same emote, which there's no voice chat. So how does this random know what we're doing, right? So we all just like get on a knee, like spread our arms out, right? And it's just like, it was such a beautiful moment. It's no joke.
That's the other funny thing with Elden Ring is like emote culture. Like,
Yes.
I've seen Hatch invade someone's lobby, come up to them, bow, they return the bow, and then they start dueling. Like,
Yes.
what the fuck?
Dude, it's
where else does that happen?
The etiquette is absolutely insane.
Etiquette, yep.
Yes.
Perfect
and
word for it.
There are some emotes where it's like, there's one where it's the point down, where you like point down at your feet. Disrespect. Someone does that shit.
That's a taunt. Yeah.
You motherfucker.
You're
I'm
gonna
coming
die
for
now.
you, bro. Oh man, you get hit with the point down. That's disrespect. But dude,
What's
Night
like
Reign,
the ultimate respect one? If like you come across somebody and you're just like,
The
do you just
ultimate
T-pose
respect?
on them.
That's a pretty good one. I think I don't know what it's a special type of bow, but it's like a very fancy bow. Where you like
It's like a longer.
you do like a dab, do like that, Very nice, very respectful bow. I would probably say that's like the most respectful one.
Okay. Other random question: where is FromSoft from?
I don't know. Japan, maybe?
I know that it's an Asian country of some type. I just can't. I don't want to be like, yeah, it's China, because
I think it's Japan.
Differences there.
I think it's Japan. Maybe.
Which would make sense. Japan makes some cool shit.
What's the verdict? Yep, there
Japanese?
we go.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, those motherfuckers make good games. What can I say?
They make good content in general. I mean,
Absolutely. Anime, great. Resident Evil, great.
Good.
Like Capcom, that's one of those Japanese
That's
game
true.
developers
Resident
where I'm like,
Evil came from Japan. That's crazy. Yeah.
let me tell you, those Japanese people glaze Americans if that's what they think like an American is like, dude. Just
That's my
absolute
That's
badass.
my favorite meme. It's like, be the American that Japan thinks you are.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
There's
So
I think it's a Street Fighter character who's like literally everything is like an American flag on him.
Yep, dude. Their perception of Americans is so funny sometimes.
Yeah, it's because we threw a ball of sun at them.
Hey, that's not my fault.
Who are the bitches?
Too. That tends to bring some respect out of a culture.
Oh man, dude. Sorry. Back to Elden Ring real quick. That kind of reminds me of what you were just talking about. We dropped 2 bombs. There's this one fight where the boss would go overhead and drop like a teardrop, and it is slowly coming down, and like the range characters like, oh shit, shooting their bows and arrows at it, right? And then it's like about to hit the ground. It's a fucking nuke, right? Like everybody dies as soon as it hits the ground. It's like you break it right before it hits the ground. You turn around. There's a second one, and you have to, and it's like even lower than the first one. You're like, you're like trying to get it. Then it just kills everybody in like a second.
So okay, it's like a boss mechanic where it's like if it touches the ground, it's just a wipe.
Yep. It's like, but the thing is, the boss isn't attacking anybody to where it's like all three people can focus fire on that. So it's absolutely insane. Great main bosses.
Those are good boss mechanics.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
That's the type of stuff that makes a boss fight fun. Is
So
interesting
good.
things like that.
Like that game is, in my opinion, a 10 out of 10. So much fun.
That's
So much fun. Right,
I love to hear it. I don't have anything else there, but you love to hear it.
and we're not even sponsored by From Software. But
We're
if we
not.
want to.
No, they do not pay us. Although Hatch would very happily sell out in a heartbeat.
Oh, dude, if you guys want to send me armor, I will. I will take
Every
the drippiest
episode of
photos.
the show.
No, they only pay you
somehow
in yen.
Worth it.
Oh, no.
I don't
Hatch.
know. No.
The yen to USD conversion right now is not a good one, brother.
No, that's why my
It's
pay rate
actually
is
fucking
high.
up all of Japan's economy.
That's why my pay rate is so high. It's like
It doesn't matter how high it is,
quintillion
dude.
yen.
That's okay. You did the thing where you say a number so big that logic can't exist anymore. But dude, even if you were making $1 billion yen a year, that's like maybe $100,000. Like it is.
That's $100,000.
Actually, $1 billion.
more.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Under 700. 700. 700,000. Yeah.
But still,
I'll take $1 billion yen.
1 billion yen is $700,000.
Hey, I will take.
Those are 2
1
very
billion
different
yen.
numbers. People in the
Nah,
audience.
only 1,000 yen.
So you're telling me if someone was like, "Hey, you want $1 billion yen?" You're telling them no?
What? I didn't say that. What are we doing here? You're trying to put words in my mouth.
I'm just saying. If From Software is like, "Hey, Hatch, every single episode you gotta wear some dope ass cosplay." Bro,
billion
for
yen?
for $1 billion
doing
yen,
it.
I'm signing that.
Hatch, for $1 billion yen a week, I'm moving back to your house and I'm gonna live there and make sure all your costumes
Oh,
are great, man.
dude,
Like,
that
we're gonna
would
do
be-
that for fucking 4 months and then I'll fucking retire.
Dude, that would be insane, bro. One
It's
day,
never gonna happen. Stop
I
thinking
want to
about
get
it.
my own. I want to somehow get my own knight's armor, dude. I need to somehow go to a forger and get sized to where I can get
Dude.
my own suit of armor.
I want to see Hatch cosplay. That
Dude,
would be fucking funny.
You know what?
I want to see that.
You know what? All right, I will cosplay. And you know who I'm genuinely thinking about cosplaying? Ready for this?
Oh.
Captain Hook. I feel like that one would not be too far off if I
Yeah.
were to
No,
cosplay as
that's-
Captain Hook.
I feel, yeah.
All right, wait,
yeah, with
wait.
the curls.
Best impression.
I can't even think what that motherfucker sounds like right now.
Here, just fucking pirate, dude. Give me an
Arg!
something.
Any kind of
Mostly
pirate.
arg, yeah. That's everyone. Pirate voice. Arg, matey.
Me matey. Shiver me timbers. You know,
we know so little about the pirates who got us here to where we are today. Speaking of bodies of water, let's talk about a very special body of water. One that myself and Brandon enjoy very much, and Hatch just puts up with. Ladies and gentlemen, today it was officially announced that Fish Tank Season 4 is starting next week on July 13th. I'll explain why later in the show, but this was some good news that I much needed during this week. I'm very excited to have that show back. I get it. It's a weird thing. Not everyone's going to enjoy it. Those of you who do, you understand why it's amazing content. Those of you who don't, that's totally fine. Everyone gets to make their choices in this life. For the next 6 weeks probably will be every second of the day having fishtank.live live on either my phone, my laptop, or TV somewhere around me. It's really nice for a dude who lives by himself because it makes you feel like you have people there with you, and that's the best part of it. It can be, I'm not shitting you, bro, it can be 3 a.m. and there is content happening in the fish tank. It used to be cooler because when I was living on the West Coast, if I stayed up till like 2 or 3 a.m., that would be 6 a.m. over on the East Coast where they're at, and then they would all fall asleep. So then I could fall asleep on a more normal-ish time and then wake up at, 10 and, cool, the fish is just, fish tank's just getting up for the day. It is definitely weirder here in Texas because I don't want to stay up till fucking 4:30 in the morning watching it all the time. But there are, the Clippers, the guys who do a good job of recapping the story for, the guys like Brandon who have a job they can't, pay attention all the time. But yeah, I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to bring it up. Always something we talk about on the show. We enjoy Fish Tank over here. It's one of those things that it reminds me of the old internet. It is free, it is wild, it is random, it is not censored in any way, shape, or form, and it's beautiful because it's just no agenda, people being people.
Right? Freedom.
Yeah, no agenda. No.
True freedom.
No one is trying to push a political idea or anything. It is just, we put people in a house, turn cameras on for 24 hours, and do random things to them.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Content.
We love it. Content, yeah. Joe Rogan even talked about Fish Tank because Shane Gillis knows Sam, and so he knows of Fish Tank, and he and Ari Shafir apparently talked about Fish Tank on a very recent Joe Rogan episode.
Yep, yeah, I saw that clip. Not the full clip, just when Shane was like, "Oh, you're talking about Fish Tank," and they informed Joe of what Fish Tank is. Right? It's like, you get someone big like that.
So. Not even someone big like that. How many of his listeners are now going to go watch Fish Tank, Brandon?
That's just about to blow up. That's just about to be mainstream.
No, but how many of them are not going to be ready for what they're about to walk into? Because people have forgotten what the old internet was, man. And, that's why I love Fish Tank so much, because it is that just anything fucking goes. Nothing is off limits, which also creates some beautiful moments. And we've talked about it before, not just comedy, but the whole character arc of seeing a dude who is incredibly, autistic become, a more in his place and, kind of mature adult male within 6 weeks. That you can't write that television, bro.
They should have him on Fish Tank.
He wins a fight. He gets the girl.
Sam Hyde beats the fuck out of him, but he doesn't give up.
Dude,
well, he doesn't get the girl, by the way, Brando. Josh Block would be
crazy.
They
should put Josh Block on Fish Tank, dude.
The problem is he's too much of an alcoholic already. He won't even be able to do content if they don't have alcohol for him, and then it's just going to get incredibly off the rails incredibly quick.
Oh, as a
who gives a fuck?
You need some order, Hatch. We had Fish Tank Season 2, which was all chaos. It worked out well sometimes, but not always.
But this would be, with Josh Block, dude, that would be some seriously fucking funny content. What if that was a whole new arc?
Hatch, let Brandon talk.
Oh, no, I'm along with you. I'm along with you, Hatch. It maybe as a freeloader for a couple days, right? Just to cause...
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Like a Charleston White, a random character that keeps coming back or something like that.
What if he has an arc that is just completely transforming for him? He is that guy that it has that transformation.
I mean, look, I'll say this.
You never know.
You can say whatever you want about Sam Hyde. I understand that a lot of people don't like him. I would never want him as a podcast guest on this show. But he actually has really helped people. Like, Airsoft Fatty has lost over 200 pounds now. Like, he's not a fatty anymore. And all of that has been through him coming into Fish Tank Season 1, meeting Sam, developing a relationship, and then Sam motivating and pushing him, to become a better person. And, like, yeah, he does random things. He does wild shit. He trolls people. But at the end of the day, like, he does seem to be a good guy at some point.
Yeah, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. If you're a good guy at the end of the day, sometimes you play the gray area.
Sometimes you can do, sketchy shit, and yeah. No, I'm excited, man. The other thing I'm kind of curious about is what is going to be the story of this season.
Yeah.
Every season, except for the first one, has had some type of like story element. So season 2, it was in the past. So it was like they were in the 70s the whole time, and like the house looked like it was all ancient, and they were all wearing old clothes. Season 3, like we talked about, they didn't know they were on Fish Tank for the first 2.5 weeks of it, which caused a lot of amazing stuff there. Blood Games, season 2.5, which was an awesome like LARPing type like event that they did that was like really cool and came out really well. So I'm excited to see what like the plot is of this season, what kind of the idea is.
What else can they do? Because they talked about on to the audience, Jet talked about like what his thoughts were, right? What he wanted to do. So it would be cool to see if we're able to bring.
I know exactly which clip you're talking about. In season 3, Jet goes into one of the bedrooms, and for like an hour, he's just kind of talking about ideas. He starts talking about like, yeah, next season we're gonna do like a full pirate theme, guys. Like everyone's gonna be a pirate. We're gonna have nautical shit set up. If that actually happens, I'm gonna shit a brick. There's no way they actually went through with that, bro.
Oh man,
I'll go on Fish Tank as Captain Hook.
You don't Fish Tank, man. If you ever in your life find yourself on Fish Tank, something has not gone right. Like, something is going wrong.
All right, I'm going to make sure I stay away from that then.
Yeah, like, it's something that you consume and enjoy in the privacy of your own home, because being there probably makes it feel real in a way that would hurt your soul.
Yeah.
Bam. Makes me want to watch it more.
No. So, yes.
There's a reason why I said I don't want Sam Hyde on the show. This man, he's been on PKA multiple times, the show me and Brando listen to. The last time he was on the show, he just started doing his own ad reads. I'm not even shitting you. Got on the show and said, hey guys, so my sponsor Manscaped tonight, if you use code Sam on PKA, you can get 15% off. And like, dude, it's just such a wild and random bit, but he's a troll. That's what Sam Hyde is, and it's, yeah, sometimes great things come from that.
He's great at it.
Yeah, he is. And like, it was funny. He was talking about like his stand-up. The way he does stand-up is he doesn't do stand-up. He makes the audience uncomfortable with what he's saying. And he makes himself laugh. That's his stand-up, quote unquote.
Oh, some sit down. I like that.
Yeah, some real sit-down comedy.
Okay.
But yeah, no, guys, Fish Tank Season 4. Go check it out. I'm going to be watching it. I got the fucking season pass. I want to make sure I can see every single camera view. Got to be able to follow the story. But yeah, this is some good news I needed this week. We'll get to that.
That's sick.
But, Hatch, you did have one other topic you wanted to bring up tonight, and I wanted to let you get to that before we get to our last one. The quote you gave me was, you woke up in a paintball sweat.
Yeah. So what? I had a dream the other night where we were going to an event. It was Ohio, right? The event that's coming up in the future, and
a couple weeks.
We're doing our thing, getting to the event, and we're at the baggage claim, and yep, big fear. Everybody gets their gear bags, and I'm like sitting there. Then all of a sudden it stops, and I'm like, "Yo, where the hell's my gear bag?" And so the guys, everybody on the team is there, and everybody's like, whatever, fuck it. And I'm like, bro, that's my gear bag.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Right? I'm like, bro, that's my gear bag. That's all my gear.
I can't play.
Right?
Like,
exactly. I'm like, how do you expect me to play? They're like, we don't really give a fuck. And I am like, what the fuck?
How could you not at this point tell it was a dream? Like,
dude, I was dumbfounded. I was like,
has Papa Cedar ever done that in his life?
No, dude. I was like, then the whole team was there, and they're like, dude, Hatch, you're worrying way too much about it. Who cares? And I'm like, this is my paintball gear, dude. This is all of my paintball stuff, right? And they're just like, dude, the U-Haul's here. We're leaving. And I'm like, dude.
U-Haul's here. He even had that detail correct.
Right? And I'm like, dude. I'm like, guys, do not leave without me. I have to get my gear back. They're like, dude, Hatch, we're going back to the Airbnb. And I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, there's no way you guys are seriously about to just leave me here, about to just fend for myself right now. And I'm like actually so angry to where I'm
not
like,
what DMG does. Like this is
not
just
at all.
plain and simply not what you
dude,
guys do as a team.
Cedar is the type of guy where if you come in late to where your flight gets delayed and you're landing at 3 a.m.
The
and the
U-Haul
airport's
is
an hour
staying
away,
there until 3 a.m.
he is making sure you're picked up. Cedar is that guy.
Yeah.
And everybody
And that's
on
why
DMG
we
is
call
honestly
him
that guy.
Papa Cedar, because he's a father to all of you guys.
Absolutely. And he embodies Papa now. So it's like, it was a thing that was just a joke at first, but now I genuinely think he's like, all right, I have this persona of Papa and I want to keep that. I want everybody to be able to know they can rely on me and know that I have their back.
He is just a little bit of an older dude who has some more maturity and a good head on his shoulders. So that definitely helps. So let's be real.
Absolutely.
That's not a common thing.
Yeah. So I like that shit's going. They're literally walking away from me with all their gear, the pods and everything like that, loading up in the U-Haul, and I'm just standing there and I'm like, are you serious, right? And I'm like trying to, and I run over real quick to like try to talk to the lady about my bag, and I'm like, hey, and there's no line, right? And I'm like, hey, my bag didn't come out, and she's just like click 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 on her keyboard, not even talking to me. And I am like,
head down.
Yeah, I am like, bro, I am about to explode, right? And then
whenever you do, don't explode in the airport. That's like number one rule,
right? Exactly, right? About to blow this bitch up. No, I'm just kidding. But
don't say that. We don't do that.
I'm just kidding.
That's how I got on the no-fly list. You can't go to events anymore.
But dude, luckily it was a dream. So you know what I'm saying. I look back.
But you didn't know that?
Everybody's. No, I did not know that. But like everybody's driving away in the U-Haul.
You're watching them drive away.
I watched them drive away. I wake up, dude. I'm like sweating. Like my arms are sticking to the sheets. I'm like.
The fucking movie scene, bro. Your eyes are just.
It was like,
oh god, what the fuck,
dude? It was like that scene when in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when Anakin like wakes up and he's looking like low key, like moist, like he just got sprayed with a squirt, like super soaker. And Padme's next to him, like, what's going on? He's like, bad dream. That's what it felt like.
Bad dream.
You know.
Dude, I love that, man. You're so stressed out that your boys
I've been having
leave
these
you.
dreams, Master, and I don't know how to do it. Work about them. You know. I felt like Anakin that way. So that was.
Dude, speaking of
terrible.
Anakin and Padme, I saw a great meme the other day. You know the dress Padme wears to tell Anakin she can't be with him?
Of course.
It's literally one of the like hottest outfits Natalie Portman wears in that fucking series, and the meme literally was just pointing that out. And it's like the outfit she chose to break up with Anakin, and it's just like fucking tits on display, fucking you know prime Natalie Portman looking amazing.
I will say I liked Padme in Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, when they're in the gladiator pit, basically on Geonosis.
Yeah,
that's a great
one. That outfit, and I'm like, God,
big fan of that one.
Dude, me being a boy at that time, I'm like, dude, if that's what,
this is making me feel things.
This is making me feel like a man. You know what I'm saying? Looking at Natalie Portman and whatever fucking
Brando,
year that came out, 2004. You know.
Yeah, that sounds right. 2004, 2003, somewhere around there.
Something, you know, but badass.
So, well, I wonder, this is when we need a therapist to listen to the podcast, because that probably does say something about your like mental state of like stress or something like that. I'm not at all qualified to break that down and go into that, but that would be interesting to see a professional take on what that dream means.
Because the thing is, the reason why that is such a nightmare.
Our qualified medical expert,
Here we go. I think, and this is me taking it as how I see it. That was such a big nightmare to me because I know that would never happen.
Yeah.
That's why it was so. That's why it was so shocking, and that's why I had like such a weird bodily reaction of just fucking waking up in a fucking sweat because I was angry, I was upset, I was low-key like crying. I was like, what the fuck's going on, dude? Because like all these emotions just hit me like as I'm waking up, and I'm like dude, trying to catch my breath. It was insane.
But it like I assume it does stem from somewhere, right? It does.
No, 100%.
Yeah, it has to.
Dreams are a thing from your mental psychology.
Yeah, it has to.
Yeah, and like growing up, I feel like maybe we've talked about it, but I had a reoccurring dream when I was a kid, right? It was being underwater. I can't swim up, like in the deep end of the pool.
Oh, we've talked about this before on the show.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I had to take a deep breath, and now I could, now you could breathe, and it's super peaceful. It's like, all right, everything will be okay, right? I feel like some like type of. I feel like a lot of it's anxiety. Like some
probably
something
dude.
coming up that's
Brandon,
something like that important.
Brandon, would you be willing to do something for the podcast?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to go to a therapy session to talk about that dream with a professional?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you like hide your phone in your pocket where we can hear it?
Interesting. If you like, no pressure. If you want to, you can. Whatever. But that would be interesting to hear what someone's thoughts on like. You feel trapped in this world, and then you're suddenly able to sense that everything's all right. Like I don't know. That dreams are weird. Your dreams are weird. Can we just admit that?
Yeah,
they are.
What makes a dream therapist? Like, what's stopping me from being like a dream therapist? I don't know, man.
Schooling probably. I don't know.
Nah. Just break it down.
Being an empath. I don't know.
I kind of work that way now, kind of in a way.
No, you're not an empath yet, buddy.
I try.
You've just turned some of your feelings back on. There is a small difference.
Yeah, I try though. But yeah, dude, that dream had me fucked up, dude. It was surreal.
Oh, all right. I gotta.
Let's hear it, buddy.
Nope, can't say that with you, Hatch. Nope, Ryan. I'll tell you later.
Oh, what the heck?
Oh, shit. Okay.
No, all right.
I got something now. It is between me, Ryan, and the audience, Hatch. You'll know.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When do I get to know?
What's
the timeline on when I get to know?
Can't tell you.
Fuck you.
Can't tell you. Yeah.
I hate you.
All right.
It's like Anakin. I hate you.
All right, boys. Let me do this. I have a couple PSA trading cards I want to show off that I got in last week. I want to go through those, and then I have one final topic to get into tonight. Completely different, from everything we've been talking about, and more on the serious side. But let's talk about PSA first. I had 4 different cards come back in last week. There was a 5th that I need to pick up still. It was just a little bit delayed. It was a separate order. But let me grab these for you guys. Here, we'll put that one at the back and go like that. Perfect. All right. Let's do some PSA reveals. So,
let's see it.
Off the bat, the first couple ones are all going to be a Spider-Man card. This was a pack I ripped called Renditions. This is the first card. This was Agent Venom in the like pink cracked ice type variation. Looks very fucking cool. Unfortunately, it got a 9, but very cool card. I am a big fan of it. These are numbered out of 199 for the Ghost Spider Pink. So cool looking card. Big fan of it, but wish it would have got a 10.
So there's 200 of that specific like broken shard glass hollow kind of thing.
There's only 199. So yeah, this is the base card, but then the actual pink crackly, all that cool looking stuff. There's only 199 of those. Yes.
Gotcha.
And that continues for the next card that I have here. This is another out of 199 from that set. This is Spider-Man Noir, one of my favorite cards I got from this set. Very, very beautiful.
Such a cool character.
The cracked ice just makes it look so good, especially in person. I know over the camera it's not doing it completely.
The camera's
justice.
doing it, makes it look pretty good actually.
Okay.
Obviously we can't see the detail on the card, but just the cracked ice for sure.
Yeah. On this card, it was another 9, unfortunately. So here, try to
better than an 8.
Focus a little bit better, but not a 10. So unfortunately, not perfect, which is what we want. This next one is the one that I am sad over. This one, I really wanted this one to be special. This is out of 100. This is a Spider-Man card, just himself from that in the Kingpin purple tie variation is what it's called. As I mentioned, there's only 99 of these cards made, and especially of Spider-Man, that's a big hit. People want this card. This one also got a 9. So PSA, they did me in. They did me dirty. They do what they do. Another beautiful card out of 100 that I'm going to hold on to. I'm going to love displaying it and looking at it, but fortunately it's not perfect. And then we got the last one. This is from a completely different set, completely different universe, completely different thing in general. You guys might recognize this one. Little Halo Master Chief card, the Rampant variant.
Still got my deck right here.
This was Master Chief from Halo 4, I believe. Yeah, Halo 4. This one got a 10. So thank God we got 110. It was of the Chief, which I do enjoy. This is not the most rare card. This was just one of the cooler inserts I got of Master Chief when I was opening that pack. So not the best results that could have come from sending in 5 cards and only getting 110. But I really do love the Spider-Man card, dude. This was so fucking beautiful to me. So I'm happy that I have that in my collection now. You looking through your Halo cards, Hatch?
I am, yeah.
Okay, so
badass.
So, not about the Halo cards, but Ryan, have you sold any of the other ones that you've gotten back from the PSA?
Yes. So the Donald is gone. I was able to get rid of that card. There's a couple others that I've just sold off. Main reason being I just try to keep the ones that I really like,
Yeah.
And I kind of make that decision based off like the grades they get and stuff. Obviously, since these are 9s, the market does not give a fuck about them. No one will pay for these cards. So cool. I'll just hold on to them and have a really, good quality version of a card.
One day someone's going to want it.
Well, that's true too. If it becomes long enough period of time, then yeah, stuff like that starts to come around as well.
When people are like, all right, well, nobody's selling their 10s. I want a really good looking 9.
Well, not even that. A card out of 100, maybe there's only one on the market, and it's a 9. That's the only one you can get. And if you really want that card, well, that's the one you can
Definitely true. If they're good, if you want it, if they want it, they're gonna get it.
That's true. Supply and demand, baby. It's simple economics. That's where we've all come from. All right. Well, boys, let's get into it a little bit.
Yeah.
This is something I made the decision to talk about tonight. I probably wouldn't have talked about this in the past. But I realize most of our audience are, young men. They're probably in similar situations in their life, and I think maybe this is some stuff that they need to hear about. We're From the Sidelines is an open podcast. We talk about the shit that goes wrong in our life, and we talk about it with you guys because we feel it helps you see that fucking all humans go through shit. Like, yeah, me and Hatch, we're here on the podcast. Brandon's here too, but like, we all have, shit going wrong in our lives just as well. And even then, we come together to do this show and make content. For the past couple months, I have been talking to a girl. Last Saturday, she came on over and we built a Lego set together. It was a lot of fun. I posted a picture of it on my story.
Saw that.
Well, during Saturday, she also received a text message from one of her exes. And on Tuesday, she came over and broke everything off with me. That did not feel good. I mean, obviously it didn't. But I'll say this. Right after that conversation happened, I picked up my phone and I called my friend Hatch because I knew that I was feeling shitty. And being here by myself and just wallowing in it and not talking to anyone is only going to make it worse. And, and let's be real, who's the guy in my life I know who's dealt with girl shit the most? It's my boy, Stephen Hatch.
Yep.
So I gave this man a call, and he gave me some amazing advice. But he also reminded me that it really is friends in this life that matter the most. Like, it doesn't matter, your significant other or whatever, like, when you got the guys, when you got the boys, however cliche, how stereotypical that is.
With the Z.
It makes you a better person because instead of fighting those battles alone, you have people to reach out to and work with it on. Yeah, dude, I was sad. I'm not gonna lie. I felt better yesterday. I feel even better about it today. I called up Hatch for some more advice today. Obviously we've been seeing each other for a while, so some of her shit was at my house. And I was like, hey, do I throw this away? Do I fucking return it? Like, what do I do? And Hatch's advice was, go return it. Go be a man. Don't make it a big deal, but just, hey, here's your stuff. Have a good rest of your day. And that's what I did. I felt so proud of that action. I didn't even see her. It was a roommate there. But just being like, hey, I'm not going to make this a big thing. I'm not going to, get emotional or raise my voice. Your friend broke up with me. Here's her stuff. Have a great rest of your day. And I think there's a lot of power that, you know, young men can honestly take from that. Is like, look, I gave this girl my time, I gave her my energy, I gave her my attention. Turns out she was waiting on one of her exes, and they gave her that, you know, attention, and then so she wanted to go deal with that. Cool. That's a good thing. Like, it's a good thing for if you've been out there and been in a similar position. Good. Because you didn't just waste your time with someone who kind of wants to be with you and kind of wants to keep an option open in case the right person comes back around.
Yeah, it's gay as fuck.
It's hella gay. And I will say this too. If you're out there in that position and you felt that way, you did nothing wrong, bro. Like, nothing wrong. Because that's one of the things, you know, my friends have helped me realize in this situation. I did nothing wrong. You know, I did all the things you're supposed to do in a relationship. It doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. You move forward. And the best way you can do that is with your head held high, trying to, you know, take some sense of pride from it. One of the things Hatch said on that phone call is, like, when you do those actions, it puts a label on you. And, like, it gives them kind of that, like, yeah, he was a petty little asshole. Like, fuck him. I was right. But when you take the high road, it does feel good. It does have some of that, like, all right, cool. You know, it doesn't affect you as much, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's not fun. It's something that every dude, every girl for the most part, we're gonna go through this shit. You know, some of that I've been open with talking about because some of that I've had a lot of problems with. But at the same time, you just gotta, you have to go back out there and have that perspective of, like, all right, cool, that wasn't the one. Maybe there'll be another one somewhere else down the line. You know?
Absolutely. And
there is a Michelle out there somewhere. I don't know where the fuck she is, but she's out there somewhere. Not your Michelle, but you get the point I'm making, Baird.
Yeah, and let me tell you, like, the thing is it's important that you were saying that, Ryan, is, you know, the support system, right? Mm-hmm. And, like, one of the big things for me is, like, whenever I was going through my girl troubles, people were like, I was always pissed off, and I was angry at it. They're like, dude, look at it from a third person perspective. You're not a saint. You made your mistakes too, mm-hmm. right? And it's like, once I heard that, I was like, fuck, you know, I'm really starting to, like, go down my memories and, like, break down, you know, when was the downhill? Like, what started this snowball effect, right? And you get to understand, right? And this is coming from a guy where, dude, my ex hated paintball so much when we broke up, dude. I look on Twitter and all of my paintball stuff is burning in a barrel, and I'm like, what the fuck, right? And I was the kind of guy where I returned her shit, you know. And it's one of those things where I felt good about it, right? Sure, she burned my shit, but it's like, I know that I'm not, you know, that petty enough to.
Well, honestly, you know, you're a good person.
Exactly.
You know, right? That even if someone just hurt you, you know, you don't want to hurt them back. You just want to, okay, well, all right, solve this. You know, here's your shit back. Solve the problem. Be on our way.
Right. And the high road, 99% of the time, is the avenue that you should go down. 99.9% of the time you should go down the high road. Honestly,
it is 100% of the time. It's not easy. It's way easier to be a petty little piece of shit. I could have thrown her shit away, and honestly, I probably would have felt a little better about it if I'm just being honest with you guys. But one of the things you said, Hatch, was in 3 months from now, when she thinks back on this, she doesn't have anything to be like, oh, I was right. It was, well, I broke up with him, and then he completely distanced himself and returned my stuff respectfully.
How can you talk shit about that? Yeah, like, how can you talk shit about that? Damn, dude, what a fucking bad guy.
That's the thing that, like, that makes me feel good. You know, like, I didn't do anything wrong here. I could take pride in how I handled myself. And, dude, can I tell you the thing that made me laugh the most?
Absolutely.
I'm going to be honest, guys. I call my mom, all right? Look, if you're going through tough times in life, call your mom, okay? Yeah, sometimes it can fucking help. My mom called this girl a bitch.
Hell yeah.
My mother doesn't talk like that. I've never heard her say those words. I cracked up the fuck laughing, man, because that'll give you some perspective in your life when, you know, when the person who actually does love you is like, you know, that just sounds like a bitch, Ryan. And I'm like, oh, I'm dumb. Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. And I'll say this too. Right now I'm feeling all these things. I guarantee you there's going to be a time tomorrow where a thought comes into my head and I feel sad. That's okay. It's gonna come, it's gonna go. This shit doesn't disappear overnight. but it's okay to let yourself feel those things, but it's not okay to wallow in it. You know, that's one of the things I did with my ex, who I thought I was gonna fucking get married to. I took 2 years and was depressed and didn't want to get back out there or do anything because fucking, you know, the shit that she put me through. Well, that's not fair to me, you know? I'm a human being who deserves love. I'm a good person.
Yep. As
Hatch put it the other day, I am, quote, way too handsome to be having these problems. That was a real quote my friend Stephen Hatch said. It made me laugh really hard as well. But I'm taking from this the positives, and those were something that I wanted to share with the podcast audience, because let's be real, you're going to go through a breakup in your life. Everyone's going to go through it. I think how you handle it says a lot about yourself, and the way that I've handled this situation is not the way I would have handled it 2 years ago, but it is a way that I am proud that I am handling it. I'm maturing, I'm growing, I'm becoming a better person, and I think that's something that I want you guys to hear as well, because it is possible.
Absolutely, dude. Growth is huge.
Yeah, and how you handle it, that's what you have control of, right? Thoughts will come, the emotions will come naturally. It's what you do with those, and how you respond to those. That's what will make you, right? You
that's
can't control
you.
Yeah, you can't control what they do. You just control what you do, what your reactions to it. So
sometimes I still think about egging my ex's house every once in a while. Like, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. There was some not great thoughts that definitely have come to my mind, and you have to push them away and say, no, we can't do that.
That is the difference between.
It might make me feel good, but we can't do that.
Fucking psychopaths, because that just give in to their impulsive thoughts, you know, and it just shows
human beings, like,
right.
Yeah.
It just shows the discipline that you have to be like a stable person, right? And I think that,
that's the thing it's been something, mentally I've been working on a lot, is like the thoughts that are in your head, they're not all real. They're thoughts. They're not fact. They're not things that are true. But, if you don't realize that, it can be hard to separate, like, what are these thoughts that are mine? What are these thoughts that are, kind of, what's the term for it? Like intrusory thoughts or whatever it is. Intrusive thoughts. But I mean, one of the other things I want to talk about, like, when she came over, it was pretty quick, 15-minute conversation. Didn't raise my voice. Didn't get emotional. Didn't cry. I just laid out, okay, if you want to remove yourself, I think that's fair. I don't think I'm getting what I want from this relationship. Have a good rest of your day. And that, like, I'm going to keep going back to that. That's what I'm proud of. I'm proud of how I handled this. And I want it to be kind of, something that can maybe motivate someone out of this fucking shit that feels bad at times. But it's, it's a lot. Being a dude in your mid-20s is fucking rough at times.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And,
Brandon, shut the fuck up, bro.
Dude,
you don't get to be in this conversation.
We know, we're just jealous that you just have a fantastic life, Brando. That's it.
We are jealous. We're jealous that you have a wife who loves you and wants to be with you.
You don't have to deal with any of these problems, Brando.
That's the only thing I wanted since as long as I can remember, but we just can't find it.
Not anymore.
Good shit, Brando. I mean, I don't really have to deal with those problems either. I'm a very lucky man myself. But dude, I had to go through 1,000 of those situations to get to where I'm at now, right? And that's okay. Some people it just takes 2. Some people it takes 100. Some people it takes 50. It took me 1,000, right? And that's okay, right? But the important thing is to have a support system, dude. Call your friends, ask them for advice, ask multiple people, dude, because perception is key.
Also, on the other side of that, Hatch, if your friends call you, pick up the phone.
Yes, 100%.
Like, don't let it go to voicemail. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, we don't call each other all the time, Hatch. But if you ever call me, I'm picking up right the fuck away. Because, like,
for sure.
Okay, my boy wants to talk to me. What's going on? Tanner, I've literally talked to Tanner like 6 times this week because he's in his truck with his headset on all day, and he just keeps calling me. And I'm like,
yeah, he called
okay,
me.
Buddy,
he called me while
up?
recording.
But, like, yeah, he just likes
I should
doing
have
that. He's a
answered.
phone call guy. But yeah, no, that's been the biggest thing with this is, like, you got to lean on your friends, but also you can't forget about your friends. You got to be able to have that like good healthy balance of everything.
Absolutely. And one thing I want to stack on top of that, Ryan, is communication is 50-50. You know, sometimes like just because they haven't reached out to you in a long time, some people get the idea like, oh man, me and him just like, maybe he's mad at me or some reason. You know, these intrusive thoughts come into your head and they get in the way of a relationship and a friendship. 50-50 communication. Reach out to them. You know?
Dude, that's like, God, I hate being this guy. But another thing I'm proud of myself today, I reached out to a dude from high school. Like, I saw his story come up. He was posting like some of his his garage that looks all good, and I just said something funny like, "Bro, you're not 30 yet. What the fuck? You can't be having like a dad garage that looks like this." We talked for like an hour. I haven't talked to this dude probably since I was like 20, but something in my head was just like, "Hey, just reach out," and it was fine. Like, it was like we never, you know, we caught up on some stuff, and I don't know. There's just, I'm not always the most social person. I'm not always the most outgoing person. But one of the big things that moving to Austin has helped me with is understanding, you know, what a support system is and why it's so important in life and really why you need it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought, dude, because I mean, I was raised alone for a huge portion of my life. Right, I was the only child. My mom's working all the time. Right, so dude, I'm spending a ton of time alone. Right, to where, you know, dude, I'm lucky that I was able to build this support system that has my back. Right, genuinely. And
that's
I'm not
paintball.
trying to like harp onto it too much. Paintball is a huge thing where it's like paintball is one of those things where it seems if you don't have someone's back in paintball, you're kind of a fucking scumbag. You know what I'm saying? And there aren't that many people in paintball. Everybody seems to have each other's backs, whether or not it be a stranger or not.
It's one of those things. You bond with people when you're doing something so intense and something that does have some pain attached with it, like paintball. You create bonds with people faster than you do in, you know, just working with them at an office or something like that. And I mean, that's one of the most powerful things about paintball is the people. I've said that my whole time I've worked in it. It's not necessarily the game of shooting gelatinous balls at your friends. It's the friends that you're doing it with.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, one of the reasons why you literally go out to the field on the weekend is because it's like, oh man, my boys are out there grinding. You know what I'm saying? If they're out there grinding, what the fuck am I doing?
Well, and it's one of those things too. I think we take for granted how much of a mental health exercise it can be.
Oh, 100%.
Because like you're outside in fresh air, working on a team environment with some of your best friends to achieve a goal of winning. Those are all some of the most powerful things you can do for your mental health.
Yes, 100%.
I understand now why people talk about paintball and there's such a tight connection to it because it does so many beautiful things for so many people.
And the reason why they come back, you know, no one truly retires. You know, people may take their hiatus, but
we try.
Like, it's one of those things where,
back.
I mean, I haven't had that experience where I've taken a long hiatus, but I mean, dude, sometimes if I take like a week off, like I get like my mental is like, dude, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best ways I could say this, sorry, real quick, Brandon, during 2020, it was like after 2020, one of the random weekends I was out at the Capitol Edge. You know who showed up? Neil Evertley, one of the original Sacramento Excessive players. The only reason I recognized him is because he has, I believe it's a birthmark. I don't mean any offense. I don't know if it's like a burn or something, but he does have a facial like thing that points him out. And that was like, that told me everything. Like, that was a dude who played professionally back in the early 2000s and then did really take quite a bit of a just away from the game. But even him, he found his way back to Capitol Edge. Like, it's something that gets into you and it can't get out, which is fucked because it's not
paintball
good.
bug, dude. The paintball bug. You know, when it bites you,
It makes
it's
us
just
ruin
like
our lives.
it's like Spider-Man, like a PSA 9 Spider-Man. You know, it's like you get bit
That
by
was a
the
little too close to home. I don't need that one right now.
you get bit by the paintball spider, and
PSA
you're like,
9.
damn, dude. I had to clarify.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
you know, one thing that it's absolutely, you know, I definitely want to bring it up because it's very serious, dude. You know, dude, June. Right. Usually we end up talking about it a little bit later, like maybe in July. We're like, oh shit, last month was, but this month now, beginning of June, is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and that's a mouthful.
Also, Hatch's speech therapy.
Yeah, right. And I gotta work on it, but
Michelle can help. Yeah.
it's one of those things. It's one of those things, dude. Where, dude, it's seriously like. Dude, June's a hard month for me. Dude, yesterday was Cali Day. Yesterday was 1 year since Cali passed. And, dude, that shit was so hard on me. No joke.
I did. Shout out to Tegan. I saw your little post. You guys got cheeseburgers and Sapphire Cali. That was a cool little moment.
Right, and I made sure her area is all nice and everything, right? So
it did look good, by the way, man.
Oh, dude, like that's one of those things where, dude, Callie put me to the test. Beginning of June, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and she fucking passes like that, dude. Fighting demons. Even to this day, I still genuinely have to fight back my emotions because it's so intense because I miss that dog so much. Right,
bro, you're bringing tears to my eyes right now. You want to know one of the toughest things about this?
What's up?
She had a dog, bro. That was the way I was able to see a dog these past couple months. He was a good old fucking boy, and like I'll just never see him again. I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of me that is sad about that. I love dogs, and like, fuck, dude. My Scout's still at home. My family. You got Pivo and Lady. The other dogs my brother owns, and like, yeah, I miss dogs. I want dogs in my life, man. It's one of the reasons I'm like working so hard right now, not just at work, but like, I'm currently talking with Michael Diaz about starting a podcast that he wants to do as well, and working on that with him. Like I mentioned last week, like I am balls deep in uploading 4,000 back-end episodes of a podcast. That has been what I've done the past 72 hours straight, essentially. I've uploaded about 100. It's going to take me a long fucking time. But the main reason I'm working on that is like I want to get to a point where I'm financially secure and I can get a dog and have a dog here and have my buddy, and I miss that in life. I've always had dogs around.
Genuinely, and dude, Tegan's dog, she has a little fucking teddy bear thing. Dude, it is not the same, bro.
Yeah,
dude,
no,
it is not the same.
You step on that on accident.
That's why you need like a mid-size or better dog. Like they gotta have some mass to them.
Yeah, one that'll take up the bed,
Dova style, yeah.
Dova. Yeah, that's completely different, buddy.
Yeah, I remember when Callie would lay diagonally to where I really got to fucking move her ass.
Yeah, just give me the fucking blankets.
Yep. But yeah, let me just say another thing. Shout out to Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Seriously,
sure.
reach out to your friends. You never genuinely know who's struggling. Seriously.
Yeah, I was just about to say that because Hatch is the best one I know about it. Just reaching out randomly to people. Guys, challenge yourself of trying to reach out to someone almost every day, right? It's maybe even someone that you don't talk to on a regular basis, old friend, like an old friend from high school. Not even asking, don't have to ask like, hey, how are you doing? But just reach out, talk to someone, because you'll be surprised how much people will open up.
And you'll be surprised at how much it helps you feel better, man. Like when you're fighting shit alone in your head, half of that, those thoughts are not fucking real thoughts. Like that's half. And so when you say those out to someone and they can look you in the eye and be like, bro, I love you. What you just said was fucking stupid. It hits different, and it can make you understand that, this situation you're in isn't all that your brain is building it up to be. We've always been vocal about men's mental health on this podcast, and there's a reason for that. We're all dudes in our 20s who realize
we struggle. All of us struggle.
We struggle, and we also see that it's, it is still a stigma in type of things. But I really do think our generation is helping bring that down.
Absolutely. And we're not immune. There have been times where every single one of us has been like, dude, like, I don't think I can do the show tonight. It's just a little much for me tonight. Every single one of us have had to reschedule because of that. And all of us are, okay, we got it. Because we understand that missing an upload on a day of a fucking podcast is not the end of the fucking world. My fucking boys matter 10 times more than that. Right? And I mean, that was one thing, quick little Night Reign thing. My girlfriend, I was in the middle of a game, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna leave. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk you out. Fuck it. And I put the keyboard down. I'm like, you matter way more than this fucking game. Right? And I made that
growth. Can we talk about that?
Right, dude, I made that statement. Dude, I straight up shocked myself because I'm like, dude, a year ago, I would have been like, all right,
you would never say that. No.
Like, all right, later, don't let the door hit you on the way out. You know what I'm saying? But dude, growth is
a person, Ash.
Right? Growth is absolutely important, right? To where little things, right? Like Ryan, sometimes when we talk about it, when we miss a day, or it's like we do a late recording, we're like, oh man, so it just messes up the flow. But it's like at the end of the day, we don't give a fuck. We'll record it some other day. You know what I'm saying? We're still gonna be committed. We're still gonna be disciplined. It's all about making sure that we take care of each other on here.
Right? And I'll also say too, from the other side, like, I mean, me personally, there's been days where I didn't want to do this podcast, and I felt way better after doing it. It's, you know, it's kind of that gym thing. You know, it's sometimes the thing that will make you feel better is the hardest thing to do, but you just got to do it. And it's, you know, that's where that discipline comes in. It's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would fucking do it. We'd all be perfectly mentally healthy. This country would be working a lot better than it is right now. But COVID happened, and a lot of us are fucked up because of it. That's okay. But
absolutely right.
Not okay.
We can be the change.
Well, I say what's not okay is letting that affect the rest of your life. We're 20-year-old men. You know, there's probably some other older people listening to this. There may be some younger people. We've got a lot of time left. You know, it's not promised, but hopefully, you know, life expectancy, we've got time. It's okay to grow. It's okay to expand. It's not okay to sit in place. That's the one thing that's not okay. And I'm not attacking anyone for that. I'm gonna be honest. Before I moved to Austin, that's what I was doing with my life. I was just sitting and wallowing and not really making any changes. But reaching out to people, starting those conversations, those are the little steps that makes things like me moving to Austin happen. It wouldn't have happened if I didn't just reach out to Scott one day and was like, I'm depressed. I don't want to fucking deliver food anymore. Fucking, what's going on in Austin? Well, yeah, man, you can move here. 3 months later, I moved here. That's what happened. And that's the power of these simple and small conversations. You know, I don't want to sound like I'm lecturing our audience anymore, but
we're telling
really
our experiences.
something...
We're genuinely telling our experiences to where, in case it's a mistake on our end, whoever's listening doesn't have to make the same mistake twice, or they get some kind of hindsight, some kind of lesson or a red flag that we can see before they even have to make a decision like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in a way, we're kind of like guinea pigs. You know?
A little bit, yeah. We go out and do shit and then share our experiences for the world to listen.
Remember when I said shaved guinea pigs look like baby hippos?
I do
That's
remember
still
that.
true. That is still so true.
It's not right.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll say this, Hatch. The other thing that is cool about us hitting, you know, episode 150, bro, I was 24 when I started this. Like, I'll turn 27 this year. That's a large amount of time, especially in my period of life.
If you were 24, then I was 25 then. So yeah, I'm 27 now. Turn 28 next month.
It is cool to see. If you go back and listen to our first 20 episodes, we're not the same people, and that's
not even close.
That's what life is. It's growth. It's trying to become a better person, and sometimes you fail. But at the end of the day, if you are making forward progress, it's not really failing.
Absolutely. And forward progress, as long as you're moving forward, it's okay. Even if it's one step forward.
What's that Bill Murray movie, bro? Baby steps. Baby steps out the office. Baby steps into the elevator. Baby steps down the stairs, you know? Fucking, that's such a good retro movie. If you guys haven't seen it, it's a very old comedy, but it's very funny.
Yeah, but it feels good knowing that, you know, FTS truly has built something here where anybody who is listening, message us. We are all at the point in our lives where do we genuinely care about you guys. Message us. We'll check in. We're those guys. Seriously.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I would want the same for, you know, if I was in that situation. And like I think that's what a lot of it is sometimes you can't see wanting to help someone else because you kind of feel like you're in such a shitty spot. But I mean, it feels good to help people. Like, that is a genuine thing that makes human beings feel better if you're not a complete psychopath. So it's okay to reach out to your friends because they probably want to help you. They like you. They're your friends. They don't want to see you in a bad position in life.
I work with veterans every single day, right? I do. Now I work with some dudes that are from World War II that are fucking like 99 years old, and everybody they know is dead.
Yeah.
To where they don't have a fucking support system. And dude, it is one of those
That's terrifying.
It is terrifying. It is genuinely one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I don't want to live like that. I want to make sure that I have my support system where it's like, I have my fucking boys, you know? And obviously, through life and everything, not everything is guaranteed. But if you can help it, stay close with everybody. Don't let this fucking gap of distance determine whether or not you're going to talk to somebody or not.
I mean, hey, a great example of this, Kev, who used to play on Ninjas back in the day, he moved to fucking Midwest somewhere.
Kev Dog?
Yeah, and
Yeah. Love that guy.
I'll randomly get a comment from him, every now and then or something like that. And like, it's the double-edged sword of social media. It does kind of suck at times. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it does allow us to be more connected with people in our generation than ever before.
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago, I got a random message from. I went to elementary school, middle school, and high school with him, and slowly as we went up in the grades, we grew apart. He still said hi, had a lot of mutual friends, whatnot, but never hanging out and whatnot. Yeah. After high school, whatever, like we were friends on Facebook, and he saw. Actually, no, we weren't friends on Facebook. I lied. Sorry, but all I knew about him was that he joined the Marines after high school, and that was it. And then just random message of like, hey man, going through some old elementary, like third grade pictures, school pictures, and he said, you're the only one I remember. You were my first friend at that elementary school, like, so I had to look you up. I was like, dude, wow, that's crazy. Like,
holy fuck,
I remember everything, and it was Again, we talked for a couple days, and now paying attention to what each other's doing. He's in like Korea or something, doing my stuff, and like, it really, I don't know. There's just a little reaching out a little bit like that. Definitely felt really good making that connection again. So, good job.
Yeah, and
it's hard because sometimes reaching out makes you like. Sometimes when you reach out, you feel annoying. You're like, oh man, am I annoying this person? Send it no matter what.
Yeah, worst thing they can do is ignore it.
Exactly.
And then that's probably not a person you want to spend time or energy on.
Boom.
So it fulfills your prophecy right away.
Exactly.
Rewind like a couple seconds, Brandon. What is
old friend,
elementary school friend,
elementary school friend,
reaching out using Korea now.
Oh yes, I'll say this. Look, COVID fucked me up, dog. All right, I wasn't the most social person before. COVID really gave me social anxiety. It's still to this day, being in social settings can get overwhelming for me because having all those people around is not something I'm the most comfortable with. The reason why I've never felt that at paintball tournaments is because like that was never at paintball tournaments. There never was that like COVID fear and all that shit. It was more just this place where we were all able to go and be open and natural during this horrible time. But I mean, hey, I'm going to take something positive from this past relationship. She completely reminded me that I have free will. You can do whatever the fuck you want in life. Yep. And I'm going to be honest, I forgot about that shit for a while. I'm going to start taking advantage of that. I'm going to start doing more things with my life because sitting here in this apartment does me nothing. Fucking, even if it's as simple as like going out and taking a walk, it's just being out in the world because being here does not help. It does not make you better. It does not advance your social life. It does not get you a girlfriend. It does not get you a better job, but it feels comfortable. And that's the lie.
Comfort is the killer, dude.
Is the lie.
Comfort is the killer. And, I'm the kind of guy where I'm a homebody a lot. I like to stay inside, play my Elden Ring. But do not get me wrong. Whenever I go out, of course I'm going to be social, right? I mean, Brando's seen it, dude.
He's one of the most social people I've known.
Yes, he is.
I go, dude, I will talk to a Chipotle employee for 30 minutes. No joke. And he'll be like, dude, what fucking beans do you want?
And I'm going to be honest, Hatch, that made me uncomfortable because, like, I don't want to stand out in public because I still have that fear of, like, I don't want that because of what's been programmed into my brain because of all the shit that's happened. But I see why you do it now. Because it is cool to be social. It is cool to talk to people and meet new friends and do things. Although it's scary as fuck.
Yeah,
it's a mountain. To better things.
I will tell you, it is a mountain, and I guess I'm kind of like not exposing, but dude, my teammate and one of my best friends, Caden, he told me that. He's like, dude, I have seriously bad social anxiety, and whenever he comes to events, and I'm like, and obviously I'm a very social person at the paintball event. Whenever I'm in a conversation with somebody, I will always be like, oh, this is my brother Caden. You know what I'm saying? Basically introduce him as my brother. You know what I'm saying? Get that lore going. And then boom, now he's in the conversation. Now he's, in a way, thrown into the deep end of a conversation where he might not feel comfortable at first, but he's like, dude, thank you. That really helped me like get more social because now he's like, oh, now I have another friend in paintball.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Dude,
and sorry, it really does help with, because you're you're pretty famous, so you get like 200 people.
All right, chill out.
Coming up.
Chill out.
As you were saying, Ryan.
No, I was just gonna say, like, that has been the biggest thing for me in paintball is all these little conversations that I've had with people. Like, dude, like the first time I talked with Ryan Hosky, it was out at Capital Edge during the Golden State Minor. And like, I didn't know who this dude was, but he was just standing by the tower and saw us, saw us media, and we just started chatting about shit. He's a cool ass dude, and that's why, hey, like, I've seen him play on Aftershock now. Fuck yeah, like it's you never know where these people are gonna end up, and it's really cool that a lot of people in paintball are open to having those conversations. I mean, I've talked about it before. I shared an Uber with Matty Marshall. He didn't know me. Like, that was literally the first event we worked together, and he's like, yeah, Ryan, you want to share an Uber over to kiss me? Cool, come on, man. That's what people in paintball are. And
absolutely.
What did he tell you to do?
Getting an Uber with him.
Oh, I thought you said kiss me.
It was consensual. It was consensual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
He said, no, get in the Uber and kiss me.
No, it's get the Uber so we can go and kiss me. What are we talking about? I don't get why this is confusing. I said it very, very clearly.
Oh, fuck. But, yeah, let me just say one thing real quick, boys. I fucking love you guys. Genuinely.
Yeah, I love you
this
too.
podcast,
love you guys too.
dude, saved my life. There have been times where I'm like, man, where would I be genuinely if I didn't have, like, this podcast genuinely has brought a certain meaning to my life where I'm like, dude, I can use my platform to truly spread love that I was like meant to be on this earth for. Right? Sure, I'm a hater every once in a while, but fuck it.
I'll say this. So we talked about Tanner earlier. On the show we always talk about our good boy Tanner 2-Ton Monson. We love him.
Dude,
every time I get off the phone with him, I tell him, I love you, bro. He's never once said it back because I can tell it makes him uncomfortable. But at the same time,
he loves me
I
back.
want him to know that I love him. Because this world is random. I mean, shit happens. And fuck, if shit happens, I want my friends to know the last thing I said to them was I love them. All right?
Absolutely.
Like,
let me tell you, this is one thing with
all right?
2-Ton.
That's not fucking gay. That's not fucking not cool. You can love your friends, bro. Like, anyone who ever tells you as a man you can't love another man, fuck that dude. They're lying to you.
Okay, real quick, from the sidebar. One time when I was like, oh, dude, love you, bro. And he was like, nah, man, I don't do that gay shit. I was like, that is a person that I never want to fucking associate with because I'm like, bro, if you genuinely, me saying I love you makes you feel some type of way where you don't want to talk to me, that is not the fucking type of person I want to be around.
Nah.
But anyway, back to 2-Ton. Dude, this one low-key gets me emotional. He called me yesterday, late. Like, it was probably, for him, like 12:30. Which is
shit.
like a guy gets up, dude, right?
Tanner gets up at 6 a.m. or 5
And
a.m. every day. He works around the clock.
And he's like, hey, Hatch, I just wanted to call you and wish you a happy Cali Day. And dude, that one like fucked me up. My girlfriend was right there.
To do that.
No, he didn't have to do that. And dude, that's the fucking type of support system that Oni fucking has. That's the type of shit that makes it so much different than any other fucking team.
That's why I'm doing okay right now, Hash. It's because I got a Tanner, I got a Nant, I got a Scott, I got a Steven, and I got a Brando.
Absolutely.
Fuck whoever that bitch was. I don't need her.
Exactly. Right. And surround yourself with people that genuinely love you and care about you, and that will walk through fire for you. If you can't count people that would walk through fire for you on a fucking hand, dude, you got to start being a better motherfucking friend.
I've seen it like this. The concept, it was on a podcast, there's a reel I saw, so I'm taking someone's content right now. I want to make that clear. It's the concept of a 3 a.m. friend.
Yes.
There's friends you have in your life that when 6 p.m. calls around, if you give them a text, you give them a call, okay, man, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. I can help you out with that. Sounds good. There's also friends I have in my life, and I know exactly who those people are. If I'm broke down on the side of the road at 3 a.m., they will get in their car, they will be on the way, and they will be there to help me. I will also do that for them. Because that's what being a friend is. It's not always the most easy thing to do, but it's understanding that I'm going to do this action for you because if I ever need this action, I know you're going to be the guy there for me.
Yep, and no questions asked.
Yep.
Dude,
We're bearing a body, don't ask questions.
I told my girlfriend that our relationship is more important than Elden Ring. I never would have said that shit.
No, Hatch.
Bro, dude, that is some serious growth for me because I genuinely care.
anti-Church of Kyle thing I've ever heard you say in my
Right?
life.
Right? And I never thought I was ever going to make it to that stage in life where I genuinely care about my person so much to where I'm like, the game's just a fucking game. But I'm a fucking man now, right? It's what really hit me is because when she had surgery and they're like, all right, you're responsible. You're her emergency contact. Like, if anything goes down under the anesthesia, you're the person who makes decisions for her. Mm-hmm. And that was a fucking wall, dude, that hit me like a ton of breath. Like, I almost cried. I'm like,
you're no
holy
longer
shit.
a boy.
You're
no longer a kid.
This is what a man does.
Yeah, and... You know, look, like I said earlier, we got a lot of young men who probably listen to this podcast, probably a lot of, maybe some older guys, but like, look, if you take anything from us, it's time to grow up a little bit. You can't all be boys forever, and I feel like COVID kind of extended that probably for a lot of us, but it's time to take some responsibility in our lives and, do these little actions, like be there for our friends, be there, for the people that we want to care for and the people that we want to support. For Brandon, that's Michelle, that's Stova, that's, his family. For Hatch, it's Tegan and them. For me right now, it's my friends and my parents. Those are the people in my life that I care about, and want to make sure they know I care about them.
Absolutely. And let me just say another thing is, genuinely, with my team in DMG, every single one of us is like that with each other, where that DMG is a team that, I mean, this squad I feel like I've built up over the past couple of years, if I'm being honest. Me and Cedar have definitely taken the reins on that team and built it up. That is not just a team anymore. This is a thing where
it's a family.
I
and it's an actual family.
My people.
Not just the, hey, we're in an office, we're a family here. No,
dude.
It's the true definition.
This is like the shit where all 10 of us will wait in a U-Haul outside of an airport so all 11 of us can go home since your flight's delayed.
Yep. And Tim will be there on time.
Absolutely, he will be.
I do want to say, last thing on this conversation, I will be playing paintball at Outlaw Paintball Park this weekend. So just putting that out there. I'm borrowing a setup from Anthony. I'm planning on overshooting the shit out of a D5 kid. I'm just going to be honest. I have no regrets about that. I have no apologies. You guys are going to get some pain. You can put it back on me too. I'm not that good. You definitely will have opportunities to put it back on me. So
I'm
let's trade it back and forth.
Record it.
Yeah, we'll see. I know most of Oni will be out there. Brando hit me up. He's got a line he wants me to play in.
Good shit.
He essentially is trying to put together every sandbagger, and he's like, "Yeah, we're just gonna have you be at the home shooting lanes." So I was like, "All right, that sounds good to me."
Yeah. But do they know? You know what they say about tall people?
Never get to
they
play
get that
the 3.
arch.
Everyone makes me either a 2, and so I'm like, "Oh, I would like to sit at home and yell and shoot a lane."
Just dump 9
Ryan,
pods.
I think it's your time to play the 1. Now that you're getting into it, it's your time to play the 1.
I played the 1 when I was 12, dog. All right, I have 1 experience. Let me chill a little bit. I'm 6 goddamn 4. I'm better if I'm on my feet yelling and using my vision for my team.
Time to get in there, brother. In there like swimwear.
Hey, and I'll say this. As we've seen Ryan Doss do, look, sometimes you lose your 2 guys on the snake side. You got to fill over there and become the snake. Sometimes it happens.
Bro, let me tell you, it's bad when I gotta fill over to the snake side. If I gotta fill over to the snake side, bro, we're losing. If you're filling
over to the snake side, everything's fucked. What is happening in that point?
We are losing if I gotta fill over to the snake side.
You're the 1 on the Dorito side, my guy.
Yeah. I mean, dude, there was one point last tournament where it was exactly like that. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm in the snake 1. But whatever. I know, Joe. I fucking started.
Hatch. You're like, I'm a Dorito 1. Why am I in the snake right now?
I'm just like, well, we are so fucked. Because how did I make it all the way over here?
How did I get here?
How did I get here? I'm like, okay, I know the angles, but not anywhere near as good. Like, I know where the Dorito side can shoot me.
Into them, not
exactly,
shoot
right?
them. Yeah.
I know exactly where the Dorito side's going to shoot me from, but I'm like, where is the perfect angle to get them from? So that's why it's important to walk every single angle of the field.
And that's why it's important in practice to play both sides of the field. Even if you're not going to play in the tournament, get some reps on the snake, get some reps on the Doritos, get some reps up the center so you can learn the whole layout.
Yep.
So there you go. There's a little bit of paintball to wrap it up as a bow at the end.
At the very end.
Guys, we went a long time on this one, and makes sense. The boys are back in town. We had a lot to talk about. Went through some turbulent times. But guys, I'm proud of us. I'm proud of the show.
You, Ryan. Love you,
proud
bro.
of what we're doing. And for audience out there, if you made it to this point, I appreciate it. I'm glad that you come here and you have the ability to listen to us, but also you kind of give a shit what we say. I mean, we've been talking for 2 hours. You probably would have left if you didn't. But also, I mean, we have been growing recently, and that's a lot from you guys out in the audience for doing the actual things like rating and sharing the show. Those are all free, and they help more people to see the show, which helps us be able to make better content for the show, have money to be able to go to events, do things.
Hobby horsing.
Yes, I want to put our logo on the hobby horsing banner. That would be the funniest meme ever.
Dude, we will
Play
do
the game ever done that? Has Spick and Span ever done that? No.
You know what? If we get that, that's when we'll start posting some fucking React shit, because we'll just be reacting to hobby horsing with us in the background.
Well, that's when we'll actually do something live on the pod. We may get copyrighted. It may happen. But yes, guys. So as always, if you do want to support the show, please head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/MafiaProductions. It's an even better opportunity now for the next, we have so much product. So for the next foreseeable amount of time, every month someone is going to be getting something for free from us, from Welts or Hormesis. We've got awesome stuff to give back to you guys from that standpoint, but also the content. You're getting the podcast early every week. You're getting it without ads. You're getting the bonus show, which we're going to go record in a little bit. It's already fucking late, goddamn. But you're going to get an extra 30 minutes of that, which we do every week. It is worth the money, and we're trying more ways to make it even more worth the money, because really Patreon support is the thing that gives us money to pay for subscriptions, to pay for Adobe, to put this show on the air. That's what it is. And so really we deeply thank our supporters over on Patreon. But as well, just even if you're just listening to the podcast every week, if you show up every week, if you're a Schwartz Cable, that still helps. That is a helping thing. If you leave a comment, if you send it to a friend, give it a like. Those are all the grassroots things that help a podcast like this grow. We couldn't do it without you guys. And I mean, hell, next week's 150 weeks in a row. I feel like we are showing that we are going to be here. If you guys want the content, we will be here to give it to you. May not always be amazing, but we will give you something. So let's go ahead. Let's start to wrap this one up, boys. Before we do that, we need two things. We need a cool guy of the week. Who's that, Brando Baird?
Dude, cool guy of the week. I have
Is it Juan Carlo?
It's not Juan Carlos. Sending it in the Instagram group chat. It is Cole Young. All right. It's a couple days ago. He was a AAA in a baseball player. Yeah, I think a pitcher, maybe. No, I'm not sure. I lied about that.
It's like not loading for me.
Yeah, sorry. So he was in AAA. He was a prospect for the Mariners, Seattle Mariners, and mid-game, coach takes him out, tells him, "Hey, you're being pulled up to the show tomorrow. You're starting. Yeah, the next day." And I think they were in Tacoma, so not too much, but goes out, starts, and ends up hitting a walk-off single to win the game for them.
Okay, I did hear about the story, yeah. So I didn't know he just got pulled up, but okay.
That's
awesome.
First game, first day, what a perfect, damn, that's good.
Brandon, how can you not be romantic about baseball, man?
Dude,
it's the best Moneyball quote that ever was made. How can you not be romantic about baseball? Yeah. You want to know another amazing at-bat? So one of my favorite players in the Oakland A's, Stephen Vogt, played for a couple of years there. He's now a manager in the league as well. His final at-bat, his kids were in the booth. They say, "No, coming to bat, Stephen Vogt." It's his kids. He proceeds to drill one 420 feet to deep left field. Man, how can you not be romantic about that, bro? That's the last action he took at a Major League Baseball park, was hitting one to deep field when his kids were announcing him to come to bat. I love baseball.
Movie right there. It's a movie.
How can you not love baseball?
It really is beautiful.
It's one of the best sports.
It really is.
America's pastime.
And it always will be, baby. That's why the NBA sucked this year. No one's been watching it.
Caitlin Clark is doinkies.
Yeah, WNBA. That's almost even more popular. I like watching Caitlin Clark games more. But Hatch, we also need a code word of the week. What's that code word going to be today?
All right, boys. This one's FTS, but a different way. Form the sandwiches.
What the fuck?
Form the sandwiches. I didn't realize how, like, I was like, you know what? I know we're taste testing tonight, so I was like, you know what? Let me get something with the sandwiches. I didn't know the sandwich is going to be 30 seconds compared to everything else tonight, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, you know, well, because, I mean, it's honey. It's not that much content we can get from honey, but, all right. I appreciate it.
I was trying to be like a honey connoisseur, like,
sometimes you miss.
I see the twang, the oaky twang. You know,
Yeah,
I was thinking it was going to be kind of like that, you know?
Hey, there was some floral notes in this, all right?
Definitely
I nailed
was.
that, okay?
Definitely was.
But yeah, boys, so cover of the week from the sandwich. Also, Brandon,
Form
we
the
need a
sandwich.
name. Or form the sandwich. What was the player's name? I never got that from you.
Cole Young.
Cole Young. All right, cool guy of the week. Cole Young, Seattle Mariner now, making league minimum probably, which is still like $300K a year. So
Yeah.
good for you, kid. Fucking
Dude,
hats off.
that's like, if by math, that's like 5.9 yen, like yen or whatever.
Yeah.
No,
billion
no,
yen.
stop, Patch. Stop. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Make sure you guys go ahead, as we were talking about earlier, rate the show, whatever platform you're on. Those are the things that helps. Rate the show, give it a follow, give it a like if you're on YouTube. The subscription on whatever the apps you're on, the follow, subscribing on YouTube. Those also help. You're gonna get a notification when the next show is live and ready to go, which is every Tuesday. And the Patreon, one more time, patreon.com/Mafia_Productions. Head over there, look into it, see if you want to get signed up. If you do, we definitely appreciate it. But hey, no worries. If not, we will still make this podcast for you every week. We got our sponsors. Let's talk about them real quick. NECTR Energy. Remind you guys of them one more time. NECTR.energy. Head over there. Use promo code Mafia_Productions. Or Mafia Productions, not underscore. Just Mafia Productions. All one word at NECTRenergy.com. Next up, Welts Clothing. WeltsClothing.com. Promo code FTS over there on the site. Save yourself some money when you're grabbing something during Welts Wednesday. And we also have Hormesis. We don't have a discount code. Go to HormesisPaintball.com. It's great stuff. You're going to love it. Support them. They're supporting the game. They're supporting us. It's great. We love Hormesis Paintball, and we will be giving stuff away to our Patreons from them, courtesy of them. So, boys, that has been episode number 149 of From the Sidelines. That's kind of crazy that we did it. Brandon, do you want to come on screen as we're ending the show, or are you just going to...
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, shit.
Oh, sick. I was not expecting that.
Lucha
Nope,
Libre.
You waited until right now to pull out the Lucha mask.
Damn straight. Patreons. Patreon
All right,
content.
well, hey, come join us in the Patreon bonus show. We're going to talk about that more. For Brandon, Brando, Baird, for Stephen Hatch, my name is Ryan Mafia Moffitt. This has been From the Sidelines, episode 149. And as always, Hatch, do that thing you do.
Bye.
We'll see you guys later.